3 minutes. Two minutes. One minute. Playing intro now. Thirty seconds. 15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome one, welcome all to historic Tasker Arena, and tonight we have got ourselves an amazing duo of games with the Hobbs Lady Eagles, and the Hobbs Eagles are going to be taking on the Cavegirls and the Cavemen of Carlsbad. With me is my right-hand man, Ty Friend, and we're going to have some great games tonight, aren't we, Ty?
Yeah, it should be very important for Carlsbad especially to keep their seeding where they want it in the playoffs. The Eagles have already got themselves punch tickets, ladies and the guys, in terms of number one seeds out of the district at least. That doesn't mean number one in the state, but at the same time, they will have some home games coming up next week for the first round, and also the quarterfinals the week after that, because they're going to have at least a top 5 seed somewhere in those top 5, and more than likely the top 4.
Yeah, I would think that both teams are going to be a 3 seed going in. That would be my guess. I think the boys do have an outside chance at a 2 seed depending on how they see things, and if they can have a dominant performance tonight. The ladies had a much harder road to hoe on this one because they lost those games right after losing Wisdom Anthony. And so the record doesn't look as impressive, but they have been on fire as of late, rolling through district. And definitely going to be a team to contend with as they go into the state playoffs.
Yeah, currently third in the Max Preps poll behind Farmington. The problem with that is, of course, Farmington came down here a while back and beat Hobbs, so I don't think there's any way they're going to move Hobbs above them to number 2 for the seeding. But I think Volcano Vista is locked in at number 1 at 24-0 right now. I think there's pretty good to say there. But I think Hobbs, pretty much like you said, third seed. This game is important. I don't know if you lose this one, you might drop a seed or so. I mean, you're still going to get some home games out of it first rounds, but I don't think they want to go out on a losing note, especially here at Tasker Arena. And Hobbs, let's face it, pretty much all the teams that they played in district besides Carlsbad, that one game that you were at, a very close one, they pretty much completely dominated everybody.
And really in that game, the second half, they dominated the way they did the first time in that matchup. Coach changed defenses that game. He wanted to give the girls some experience doing something else, and they went to a man-to-man press. And for the first half, really was not a strength playing man-to-man, and they had a lot of learning to do. By the time they got to halftime, they started figuring it out and started tightening things up, and it was a different ballgame in that second half.
Yeah, some good scoring, too. Nia Joseph, 18 points in that game, and she's averaging 12.6 points and 12 rebounds a contest. Definitely stepping up big for the Lady Eagles this season. Can score from anywhere. She's in the paint dominating, but at the same time, she's going to get you as much as she can anywhere. 14.6 points a game and 12 rebounds, so a double-double throughout the season, and definitely the size you want on the boards.
Yeah, and very consistent post play from her. She's going to give you the points, and she's going to give you a solid performance every night. The key to our success is how we do with our outside shooting. And that first half against Carlsbad at their place, our outside shooting wasn't on. Actually, at half, the only people that had scored for the Lady Eagles were all 3 posts. Nobody had scored from a guard position in that game at halftime. Second half was a different tale and different story, and you saw what happened there.
Yeah, Brent Hargrove, that third quarter, 3 3-pointers, finished up with 11 points. So all but one of her shots were trays, and very critical. I mean, it's one of those momentum type of things. Really got the team fired up.
It did, and it was very timely because we were down 19 at the half. Come back in, and at first Carlsbad was really putting up a struggle the first couple of minutes. They were fighting, they were breaking the press, and then as we started to creep back in it, you could just see the wind come out of their sails, and it was just turnover after turnover after turnover for the Cavegirls, and we took advantage, was able to sneak away with a win.
Yeah, I can't imagine them only scoring 8 points in the second half, 4 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and Hobbs up at 17 and 14. I mean, just completely shut them down.
And I think a biggest factor in that, and I talked about that during the game, is Carlsbad did not play subs. They played 7 girls, and really one girl went in for 30 seconds. So they played only 6, and the 6th girl off the bench was only in there for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. They didn't want to sub. They didn't trust the people coming off the bench to handle the pressure. And when they did bring them off the bench, they didn't handle the pressure.
I was kind of interested to see, though, in terms of the rebounding. Carlsbad actually won that at 23-20 in terms of the glass there. But if you look at the other stat that's important is steals, Hobbs 9 and Carlsbad 3. Hobbs gets the ball away from you. They're going on the transition game. That's usually what gets them the W's.
Absolutely. Looks like we're going to be heading to the national anthem. We'll go ahead and take a break here. We'll be back in 90 seconds on the Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball Network.
You're clear. $30.
Add 30 more, please.
15. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Historic Arena. Hobbs Lady Eagles and the Cavegirls of Carlsbad, and this is the district championship tournament they're playing for tonight, and it's going to be a great game. I think we're looking at some keys to the game. What do you think they're going to be, Ty?
I think really it's going to be the defense. That's where you're looking at the Hobbs Lady Eagles have had 29 steals against Carlsbad in their 2 district games, only 11 for Carlsbad. Now, I just mentioned that right before the break. Definitely something the Eagles can get their offense going after they get the steals. But Carlsbad actually leads them in rebounds, 49-45. So Boatwright's the big rebounder for Carlsbad, 6 foot. She's averaging 9 points against Hobbs in those 2 games that they played so far. I saw her the other night against Clovis. She was in the paint quite a bit. Of course, she's got the size and was kind of fumbling the ball a little bit. I mean, they won the game by 14, but still, I think Hobbs puts a body on her, especially with some of the girls we've got, Joseph, etc. Some people coming off the bench, too, getting physical with her. Sometimes she's not as swift in the lane as she could be.
Early on in the game at their place, Boatwright was sneaking behind the defense and got quite a few gimme layups. That second half, Joseph shut her down. They denied the passes down low. And anytime Boatwright stepped out and got the ball on the perimeter, Joseph gave her no room to breathe. And several of the turnovers that were caused in that game were caused just by the energy of Anaya Joseph in Boatwright's face.
Yeah, and that's definitely what we want to see in this game. But there's other people to crash. I mean, you got Cunningham, you got David coming off the bench. I mean, there's so many people that are a force in the paint, and teams hate to go against Hobbs because there's too many connections there.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that inside-outside connection. You can't defend both all the time, and you don't know who's going to be the one that's going to be shooting. And you got to guard everybody. I mean, anybody on the floor is a threat at any time.
And if you look at the quarters, actually, Carlsbad has been leading in the first 2 quarters of the 2 games they played, 22-19 in the first and 19-16 in the second. But the second half's a whole different other story. Hobbs was 61 points and just 20 for Carlsbad. So it's the tale of 2 halves. Carlsbad's won a close first half, but the Hobbs Eagles blowing them out in the second.
Yeah, but that wasn't true in that first game where Hobbs ended up winning by 31. And really, it was the disparity in that second game that causes that to look like it's accurate. And really, if we come out and put on the pressure like we did the first time, and Carlsbad responds like they did the second half or they did the first game, this won't be a close game tonight.
And they're getting the announcing going on here with the Hobbs Lady Eagles, the starters, etc. Wearing the white uniforms, black trim, and Carlsbad will be wearing that blue travel uniform.
Yeah, and you know, it's one of those things. They bleed blue in Carlsbad, but tonight we got to hope that Hobbs is the one that makes them bleed.
I'm going to get the starting lineups here real quick. Let's get Carlsbad first, coming with a 21-6 record, 4-2 in the district for Coach Matt Inlow. Alexa Duggan, she's averaging 2 points against the Eagles in 2 games. Abby Duggan, her sister, 1.5 a contest. Mariana Sepulveda with 6 points a game against the Lady Eagles. Morgan Boatwright, the 6-footer, 9 points a game. And Kylie Estrada, who's not scored against Hobbs. She is starting at one of the guard positions. For the Hobbs Lady Eagles, Anaya Joseph averaging 16 points against the Cavegirls. Brett Clay, 8.5 of being a starter. Hargrove at 9.5 a game. And also, one other player on the court right now, Kendall Cunningham. Definitely somebody's going to be banging for you on the board. She's averaging 4 points a contest. So that's your starting lineup. And Erilyn Hall, I should mention, too, averaging 1.5.
Joseph wins the tip back to Hargrove, and we're underway. Hargrove with the right hand comes across the timeline and gets the offense started. Looking in the corner immediately, Erilyn Hall. Hall back to Hargrove on the right wing. Brett Clay goes over the top. They've got Joseph off the glass, bounces around. Cunningham with the rebound. She kicks it out to Hargrove, who shoots from the free throw line, no good. Cunningham with her second rebound, over to Joseph. Joseph from 16, and Joseph drains it.
Love that follow through for a big girl to put it through like that. Pretty exciting.
Here comes Alexa Dugan up the middle. She's being checked by Erilyn Hall. Dugan with the right hand, looking for some room. Hall's all over her. They've got the count. Dugan hasn't gone anywhere, and that's 5 seconds right there. Pressure from Erilyn Hall. Dugan doesn't do anything with it, and that's a turnover.
Yeah, they definitely got to do a better job of getting their offense set up. And, boy, talk about the horrible numbers on the back of these Cavegirls jerseys. You can't even read it, black on blue there.
Yeah, that is very difficult. Clay, right side. She's going to dribble to the top of the key. Hargrove on the right wing extended. Skip pass to Cunningham. Cunningham to Joseph. Joseph checked by Sepulveda. Over to Cunningham, back out to Hargrove. Hargrove fakes one to the corner, then shoots and fires, no good. Ball's up, rebounded by Boatwright, and she's going to hand it over to Dugan, and here come the Cavegirls.
They run a 2-3 zone against Hobbs on that previous one. The Lady Eagles going to move around the perimeter, get a tray shot going.
In the corner, under the trap, they're going to skip it to the corner. Sepulveda's going to drive, kicks it out to Boatwright, top. Off the iron, no good. Check that. That was Dugan that takes a shot. And then a shot on the outside by Kylie Estrada, and that's going to be blocked, but they're going to call the foul, and Estrada will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, getting up high for it that time for the Lady Eagles, Kendall Cunningham. I guess they're going to say she extended after the swat on the ball. Looked like she's pretty much straight up and had her right in front of the Hobbs Lady Eagles student section.
And Estrada didn't play that last game. Did not see her name on the list very often. Bernal was the starter for Carlsbad as she makes the first.
Yeah, and that's why she didn't get any points in the first 2 games in the district because she did sit out that one, as you mentioned.
Yeah. Estrada makes the free throw, sets up for the second one, third one, fires and has it. That's 3. 3-2 Carlsbad here. Here comes the Lady Eagles. Across the timeline, right side it goes to Hall. Hall wants a long 3. She gets a started from the outside, no, but rebound ends up in the hands of Clay, ripped out of her hands, and then Carlsbad runs it down. Here's Sepulveda with the right hand. She's being checked by Clay at the press. Across the timeline, Sepulveda into the corner. Ball's loosed as Boatwright kicks it out to Dugan. Dugan in the corner to her sister Alexa Dugan. And Alexa's going to flip it over to Sepulveda, far side. Sepulveda with the left hand being checked by Clay. Lots of pressure. Right side Boatwright. She's going to drive. Skips over the top to Alexa Dugan. Alexa Dugan kind of running a motion up top. Here comes the trap. And she's going to throw it away. Another turnover on Dugan. And she buries her hands in her face. A little frustration there from Carlsbad.
Yeah, her teammate put on the brakes there on the perimeter instead of going to the corner and didn't get a chance to get an open look there, and unfortunately right out of bounds for him.
Left side Hall. Hall to Cunningham. Short corner comes out to Hargrove. Left wing extended. Right side Clay. Clay pump fakes. Going to hand to Hargrove. Back to Clay. Clay to Cunningham. Cunningham looking for help. Goes to Hargrove. Skip past Hall. Hall left wing back to Hargrove, top of the key. Fakes the drive. It goes to Clay. Clay wants a 3. Clay shoots a 3. Clay's got a 3. 5-2 Lady Eagles. Carlsbad to inbound against the zone press. Near side. It's going to come to Dugan across the timeline. Alexa Dugan being checked by Clay. Dugan spins around, trying to find help. Nothing there. Skips it right side. It's Boatwright. Boatwright checked by Joseph. She's in trouble. Going to go top of the key, Sepulveda. Sepulveda has Hargrove on her. Left side, Alexa Dugan. Dugan holds above her 5-5 frame. Top of the key, Boatwright. Long 3, no good. Rebounded by Hall. Hall's pushing it up the floor. Right side, Clay. Clay's going to drive. Clay's going to shoot. Clay's going to get it from about 16.
Boy, Clay now with 5 points and definitely doing some good job for the Lady Eagles. Came into the contest for the season averaging 8.2 a game, already close to that.
7-2 Lady Eagles as the Cavegirls come across the timeline. Layup on the far side by Sepulveda, no good. Pulled down by Cunningham. Cunningham's going to flip it to Hargrove, and Hargrove's going to get us started on the near side. Hall back to Hargrove, top of the key. Here's Clay. Clay looks for Joseph. It's not there. Now they're going to go to the short corner, Joseph. Joseph flips to Hall backside. Hall wants a 3. Hall takes it off the iron. Joseph's there, puts it back and in, and it's 9-2 Lady Eagles early.
Boy, Joseph there with a patty cake, 2-hand, like going over the top of a volleyball net to block it down.
Here's Abby Dugan. Abby Dugan goes to Boatwright, far side. Boatwright's going to be checked by Clay. Hands to Sepulveda. Sepulveda with the right hand. She's going to dribble up top of the key, checked by Hargrove. Sepulveda into the corner. Here's Abby Dugan. Dugan, Hargrove knocks it out. Boatwright runs it down. Check that. That's Sepulveda. Sepulveda with the right hand off the glass, and she's got it. 9-4 now, the score.
Boy, nice step there to the hole. Went strong and put it off the glass. A good touch for Carlsbad.
Left wing Clay. She's going to drive middle of the zone. Floats up over off the iron. No good. Ball's going to be loose. Clay's going to run it down at half court. Good hustle there from Clay. Hall goes to Cunningham. Cunningham hands it back out to Clay. Clay wants a 3. She's feeling it, and she's got it. Clay with another 3. It's 12-4, Lady Eagles.
8 points for Clay and a couple of trays on top of that. She's averaging 25% on three-point range, and tonight really jacking them through for her.
Coach Enlow wants to talk it over. We'll take a break, too. You're listening to Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball on Eagle 100.5 and YouTube.com.
Clear.
30, please.
10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Tasker Arena. 12-5 your score. The scoreboard's changed a couple of times on us here. 3:19 to play here in the first, and the Cavegirls have the ball underneath their basket.
Boys, 7-3 rebounding advantage to the Lady Eagles, and that's why they have a 7-point lead as well.
Abby Dugan's going to bring it up with the right hand. Clay's going to run her down. Dugan across the timeline. Clay pressuring her as she comes to the middle. Right side, it's going to go to Boatwright. Boatwright double team, spins around, going to hand it to Sepulveda. Sepulveda comes out to Alexa Dugan. She fires a three, no good, rebounded by Joseph. Joseph flips backside to Caroline Saez, who's under the game. Saez right hands it over to Hargrove. Hargrove, as they extend out the zone, Carlsbad chasing her almost to half court. It's going to come to Clay. Clay into the corner. Saez pump fakes, drives, loses the ball on the floor, stolen away by number 5, Alyssa Bernal. Abby Dugan right side, Sepulveda. Sepulveda working against Cunningham. Goes right side. Clay goes for the steal. Dugan steps on the line. They didn't catch that. Comes out to Sepulveda. Long three, no good. Joseph with the rebound. Joseph hands to Hargrove, and here we come. Hargrove tries a deep pass, trying to get past the defense there, but throws it out of bounds. Turnover on the Lady Eagles.
Hobbs doing a good job on the boards. Joseph with 4, Kendall Cunningham with 3, combining for 7, and that's double what the whole Carlsbad team has as a squad at this point.
Here's Dugan, comes across the middle to Alexa Dugan, being ran down behind by Brett Clay. Bernal ends up walking with it, no call. Kendall Cunningham checks her. Top of the key comes to Alexa Dugan. Dugan, right side, Boatwright. They're going to flip it up and under. They're going to kick it out. Top of the key, it's Sepulveda. Goes into the corner. Long three. Fired up, no good. Rebounded by Nakaya Mojica. Mojica head to Clay. Clay spins around, has it stolen away. Carlsbad quickly up the court. Sepulveda comes across the timeline, ran down by Mojica, and now they've got to set up the offense. Near side, Abby Dugan. Dugan spins around, picks up her dribble, goes top of the key, Sepulveda. She steps away from Mojica. Into the corner, right side to Alexa Dugan. Here comes pressure. It's going to drive, gets by Mojica, and comes up off the glass. Right hands it up and in, and it's now 12-7. Saez across the timeline. Comes to Cunningham, right side Clay. Clay wants another one, no good. Ended up being rebounded by Saez, who goes into Mojica. Mojica pump fakes, drives, floats up with the right hand off the glass. But there's Joseph, and Joseph kisses it off the glass and puts it in.
6 points and 5 rebounds for Anaya Joseph, starting to dominate inside.
Here's Dugan across the timeline. Clay runs her down, has it swatted away. Dugan tries to go to the glass, and Anaya Joseph's waiting for her and says, you're having none of that tonight.
Lady Eagles with their biggest lead now, 7, doubling up on Carlsbad, 14-7, 1 minute left opening quarter.
Carlsbad inbounding underneath the attacking basket. Flips it in to Abby Dugan. Dugan looking for Alexa Dugan, top of the key. Into the corner, long three. Off the iron. Oh, check that. She's got that one. Hits the back of the iron, falls in, and Carlsbad hits a three there. That was Strada. And Saez is going to pick up her dribble, makes a fake, and then puts the dribble down again. Saez turns the ball over.
That's a 4 turnover for Hobbs. They've got a couple in a row now, and only 2 for Carlsbad here in the first.
Here's the inbounds, and it's going to head to Abby Dugan. Dugan over to Bernal. Bernal, one dribble, comes across the middle. Alexa Dugan has it. Right hands it over in the corner. Picked up by Boatwright. Boatwright spins around, hands to Abby Dugan, who drives. Abby Dugan goes up, and they're going to get Saez for the foul as Saez gets into the body.
A little late there. It looked like she was getting ready to block out, too, and threw a hip at her. That's going to get some free throws for Carlsbad. Just the first foul on the Lady Eagles, and that'll be a couple of free throws.
At the line, Dugan's first shot bounces off the iron, no good. Cunningham back into the game, and Joseph will have a seat.
Carlsbad is 3 for 4 from the charity stripe. Again, 3 free throws for Kylie Estrada earlier in this quarter.
Second shot from Dugan's up, puts it in, draws it within 3. It's 14-11. Here comes Mojica with the right hand across the timeline. Spins it over to Saez on the right side, back to Mojica. Mojica, Cunningham. Cunningham looks to go to David. David's going to kick it out. Here's Clay. She's got another 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebounded by Carlsbad. And Carlsbad throwing elbows everywhere. And they're going to get us for trying to grab that ball when she was spinning around.
Yeah, she had the washing machine look going on there in the paint. She came down with the rebound. That was Kylie Estrada. And, boy, Estrada playing pretty effective ball so far for Carlsbad.
Foul goes against Mojica. Carlsbad near side. Here comes Dugan. Dugan with the left-handed dribble, spins around back to the right. Mojica's chasing her. Dugan goes into the corner. Boatwright wants a three. No good. At the buzzer. That's it for the first quarter. 14-11 your score. Lady Eagles lead. You're listening to Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball on Eagle 100.5 and YouTube.com.
Clear.
1 minute, please. How's the internet audio coming over?
You're loud and clear. $30. $15. Three, two, one, go.
Well, welcome back to Tasker. It is 14-11. Lady Eagles up on the Cavegirls. And we got ourselves a closer game than we thought after the first 2 minutes. It looked like we were going to run away with it. And here we are in a game.
Yeah, just seconds ago, Hobbs up 14-7. Now a three-point game, 14-11. Scoring in the first quarter, 6 for Kylie Estrada, 3 for 3 on the line and a tray. A couple players with 2, Duggan and Sepulveda. For your Lady Eagles, though, Brett Clay was 6 points off of 2 trays. And Nia Joseph, 6 points and 5 rebounds, looking for her another double-double like she's been averaging this season.
Carlsbad with the inbound with the right hand. They're going to attack into the corner. Long three off the iron, no good. Over the back, that's Boatwright going over Kendall Cunningham, and that'll be the first foul against Carlsbad in this game.
Hobbs really dominating the glass, as we mentioned in that first quarter, 13-4 in the boards. 5 for Joseph, 3 for Cunningham, so they're definitely taking care of the glass.
Here comes Hargrove, setting up against the 2-3 zone from Carlsbad. Right side, Hall into the corner. David has it, top or right wing to Hargrove. Hargrove with the left hand, steps it out, spins it over to Hall. Hall pumps and then gives it back to Hargrove. Working overload on the right side. Here's Hall. Hall skip passes to Clay. Clay goes backdoor. It's Jayla David. Jayla David fires up. Cunningham's there. Cunningham misses it off the glass, gets her own rebound, spins, fires it off the glass again, no good. And the ball's going to be out of bounds. I think this is going to go Carlsbad's way.
Yeah, good battle for the Lady Eagles. They were trailing with rebounds for Carlsbad up through 2 district games. Out-rebounded 49-45. It looks like they want to get those numbers back in their corner in this game.
Here's Dugan working against Hall, comes across the timeline. Dugan with the right hand, pushes off, no call. Hands it into the corner. It goes to Boatwright, back to Dugan. Dugan swings it around, checked by Cunningham. Clay's into Dugan's dribble. She gets a steal into Cunningham's hands. Clay with the right hand comes across the timeline. Clay steps up, she starts to drive, and she's going to pull it out. Here's Hargrove, back to Cunningham. Cunningham looks back door, it's not there. One dribble. Here's Clay, spins it over to Hall. Hall's going to reset the offense. Top of the key, Hargrove. Hargrove, right side Clay. And they're going to go into Cunningham. Cunningham at the free throw line. One dribble, kicks it out to Hall. Hall pump fakes, drives, and then kicks it to Hargrove back into the corner to Hall. And now they're playing catch. Right side's going to go to Hargrove. Hargrove for 3, no good. Off the iron, and the rebound is by Sepulveda. Sepulveda with the right hand being checked by Hall. She comes across the half-court line. Right side, Boatwright. Boatwright looking for Dugan. It's not there. Boatwright checked by Cunningham. Near side, it's going to go to Estrada. Shot off the iron, rebounded by Hargrove. Hargrove quickly comes across the timeline. Right side, Clay. Clay's going to drive. She spins, she fires. Clay from about 12, and she right-hands it in, nothing but net.
Yeah, Clay now leading the Lady Eagles in both teams with 10 points. 2 trays back in that first quarter, getting the touch going.
Alexa Dugan across the timeline. Hall's on her. Dugan backs it out. Right-hands it over to Abby Dugan. Into the corner, double teamed. Comes top of the key, Sepulveda. She wants to drive, now she pulls back. Near side, goes to Estrada. Estrada kicks it out to Dugan near side. Dugan's going to push off, and they're going to get Hargrove with the hole, but Dugan was kind of throwing that arm out there, shoving her off too.
Yeah, kind of a tight call on that one. Really don't know what to do as a defender. You're getting in there, getting yourself down in the stance, and you end up getting paid a price for it. That's her third team foul against the Lady Eagles. They're making 4 at 4-1 foul count.
Yeah, that's not a good ratio. Here's Alexa Dugan to inbound for Carlsbad. Dugan's going to go over the top. It's going to go to Boatwright, who misses the layup. Rebounded by Clay. She's off to the races. Clay quickly up court, looking for help. She's got it in Hall. Hall's going to fire a 3 off the front of the iron and is going to be ran down by Alexa Dugan. Dugan's going to spin around against the press and bring it up the court. Dugan comes across with the left hand, being checked by Hall into the corner. Here's Estrada. Estrada's going to be stripped by David, and then Estrada ends up becoming a bowling ball and takes out Jayla David, and that'll be a foul against Estrada.
Yeah, adding insult to injury, you get the ball taken from you, and then you run into the player that ripped it away. And, boy, I really love the play of David this season. I know she was injured a few games back, but freshman coming off the bench and really a dominant force in the paint and helping her cause out.
Yeah, she looks a little bit more spry this game. She looked like she was in a little pain at the game in Carlsbad. Hargrove goes left side to Clay, looking for David. It's not there. Here's Hargrove, right side Hall. Hargrove pump fakes, drives, kicks it over to Clay. Clay's going to take another 3. They're leaving her open. She's hit a couple. She misses that one. Out to Hall, and that was going to be just a little too tall for her and into the stands.
Boy, Joseph just continues to get herself in position for rebounds. Ball goes high. She's up there quickly and then putting it outside for a chance for a 3. Already 6 rebounds for Joseph and 6 points. So, again, get very close to that double-double.
16-11 your score here, 4:39 on the clock here in the second. Carlsbad trying to get the inbound in trouble. Is going to hand to Dugan. Dugan checked by David. Dugan's going to get by David at half court and kick it out to Estrada. Then it comes to Alexa Dugan. To Estrada in the corner, checked by Joseph. Swings it, goes up and under, and actually Joseph gets a block from behind. Joseph ends up getting the rebound as well, and then finally knocks it into the hands of Hargrove. Hargrove, as the crowd gets into that one, goes right side to Clay and gets it started. Here's Hall to David. David's going to have it trapped and stolen away by Dugan. It's 2-on-1. Dugan up the court. Hargrove runs up and under her, and Dugan puts it in off the glass.
Alexa Dugan now with 4 points. They've had 4 scores for Carlsbad up to this point, and just 2 scores for the Lady Eagles, although they lead by 3.
16-13 your scores. They flip it over to Hall. Hall pump fakes. They're going to get her for switching her feet. That is a walk.
That's 6 turnovers now for Hobbs and trying to get themselves in sync offensively. 2 turnovers in a row. And looks like coach is going to go to his bench, Coach Carpenter, bringing a sub.
Yeah, it looks like Nakia Mojica coming back in, and Hall's going to have a breather.
And Carlsbad, of course, in the Max Preps poll, currently ranked in the 6th spot. Hobbs at number 3, so they definitely want to keep themselves with the win here to try to keep themselves in the top 10 for the seedings next week of the state tournament.
Sepulveda's going to drive, and she's going to trip over her own 2 feet, and they've got a foul on the floor. Everybody's screaming for a walk, and the far side ref ends up calling a push.
Yeah, they look like they're going to hit that one on Brett Clay. That'll be her first 15 foul. And she started off from the free throw line and extended down, went over the top of the Hobbs Lady Eagle defender, and usually when you go over the top of somebody, you're taking the risk there, but they call a foul on the defender.
That they did. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds on the inbounds by Hargrove, and that'll reset this underneath the attacking basket.
They did bring some Albuquerque officials down for both games tonight, for this one and the boys game after that. Remember, we got the district championship for them on our sister station, Cool 95.7 at 7:30 or 7 o'clock.
Here's the inbound. It's going to come out to Sepulveda. She's checked by Mojica. Sepulveda with the right hand, backs it out, goes right side Dugan. Dugan's going to run over Jayla David, and that's going to be a charge. As Dugan throws that arm out, David goes flying, and then Abby Dugan picks up the foul.
Yeah, the official on the far sideline near the scores table made the call. Baseline official passed on. I don't know if he turned his head at the last second, but she got walloped and flopped down to the floor there.
Yeah, and there's that extended arm we talked about earlier. Hargrove right side Clay, into the corner. Jayla David, she wants a 3. David's got a 3. Jayla David, the 6-footer, pops from the outside corner on the right side, and it's 19-13.
3 trays for the Lady Eagles, 1 for Carlsbad.
Here comes the Hobbs press as Sepulveda comes across the timeline with the left hand. Clay's all over her. Sepulveda right side, Dugan. Dugan closed out by Mojica. Dugan with the left hand comes near side. Ball's loose as Hargrove jumps up and knocks it around. but can't control it as it goes out of bounds. That'll be Carlsbad basketball.
That was a dangerous throw anyway towards the Hobbs students section. Kind of flipped it up in the air and giving a chance to Lady Eagles to put a hard swat at the basketball.
Pretty good crowd tonight here. It's filling up really nicely.
Yeah, doubleheader, that's why. They want to see both their teams move on to the state tournament and host some games the next couple of weeks.
Here's Sepulveda with the right hand as Clay's out there. Double pick set up here by Carlsbad. Near side, Abby Dugan goes underneath to Boatwright. Boatwright checked by David. Top of the key, Bernal. Bernal going to flip it over to Abby Dugan. Dugan, right side, Alexa Dugan. She fires a three off the front of the iron. Rebounded by Hargrove. Hargrove has numbers as she pushes it up. Goes right side, Clay. Clay, jumper from 16 off the iron. Ball's loose. And it's going to be Sepulveda. She comes out of there running. Sepulveda by herself. And Clay's going to cause her to change her shot. And she misses it. Here comes Mojica. Mojica's 1-on-3. Mojica with the left-hand scoop. And they're going to get her with a charge as Mojica lowers that shoulder into Dugan, who was waiting on her.
Boy, loud Carlsbad fans reacting to that play. I thought it was the Hobbs fans thinking we were going to get the ball back there, but boy, a big eruption from the blue squad.
Yeah, quite a few blue-clad people here in the gym as well. I think they traveled better tonight than they did at home last game. Across the timeline, here's Dugan left side. She's going to hand it to Alexa Dugan. Pump fake, drives, pushes off on Mojica, no call. Mojica pops one in there, and they're going to get Mojica with the foul. And it's kind of funny. They get a little touch foul coming across like that. But, boy, that arm is shoving out there. And I think that's Mojica's third.
Yeah, she's going to get whacked with a third foul there. And not what you want to see. She's being aggressive. I don't think coach is going to be too upset about that one. He kind of, like you said, he wants to push off from the offensive player first. But she got seen. When the ref sees the person at the last second, he's not going to just swallow the whistle. I mean, he's right nearby the play.
Yeah. At the foul line, spins it up with the right hand, off the glass, no good. Bounces around, and it's going to be Hargrove that runs it down.
That's her third rebound of the contest.
Right side, Jayla David. David's going to go to Cunningham. Cunningham's looking for help. Hargrove, she's going to spin it around. Saya's shoulder face goes underneath to David. Check that, that's Joseph. We got 3 posts in the game right now. David's playing guard out there. Cunningham right side on the wing, and she's going to make that from about 12 feet, and it's 21-13 Lady Eagles.
Yeah, some of our post players are starting to move outside, take some J's here, and not just pack it in the lane against that zone.
Across the timeline, here comes Sepulveda to get them started. Near side, Dugan. She's checked by Saez. Dugan with the right hand. Dugan backs it out. Goes to Boatwright, checked by David. Boatwright spins around, looking for help, waiting for 5 seconds. There it is. Another 5-second call on Carlsbad.
That's going to be the 7th turnover for Carlsbad. Both teams have 7 at this point, so kind of an even situation there. And it looks like Coach Carpenter wants to call the timeout and try to get this lead even more than what it is right now at 8. 1:15 left in the half.
Yep, and we'll take a break here as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Choose the Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball on Eagle 100.5 and YouTube.com.
You're clear.
30, please.
$15. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Tasker. 1:15 on the clock here in the second period. It is 21-13 Lady Eagles, and they have the ball. Hargrove will receive the inbounds from Saez, and we're back underway. Coach Zinlow from Carlsbad up off the bench screaming over there about something. Here's David left wing. Top of the key goes to Hargrove. Hargrove, Cunningham. She's looking for Joseph. Goes over the top, has Joseph. Misses the shot, gets her own rebound, puts it up. Foul, but no call as it goes in there. Got slapped on the arm, and they're going to end up throwing it in, knocked out of bounds by Hargrove. But 7-3 the foul ratio here early in this one.
Yeah, definitely going to be a problem for Hobbs at the second half. But now Anaya Joseph, 8 points and 9 rebounds. Having a big game here in this district tournament championship. Up by 10, the biggest lead, 23-13, 50 seconds left in the half.
And here comes Sepulveda. Sepulveda is going to be checked by Joseph. Sepulveda, right side, stolen away. Across the timeline, Dugan ends up running around as Hargrove knocks it away. Dugan comes back across the H. Goes to the left hand. She's going to drive, and he's going to kick it out to Boatwright. Boatwright's going to flip underneath. And that's going to be a foul against Jayla David. And Boatwright ends up getting a trip to the charity stripe.
Boy, she kind of stumbled forward that time and kind of leaned her body in front of the Hobbs defender, so they do get that foul, as you mentioned. David's first. That's going to be the 18th foul, so the bonus the rest of this first half, although there is just 31 seconds remaining, but Hobbs holding on to a 10-point lead.
Boatwright at the line. 8 dribbles, spins to the left hand, flips it to the right hand, fires, and's got it.
Boatwright, that's her first point of the ball game, so she came in averaging 9 against Hobbs in their 2 district games up to this point. Right now, Carlsbad is 5 of 7 from the charity stripe. Hobbs has only shot, they haven't shot 1 free throw in this first half.
No, they have not. I guess Carlsbad does not foul. Right hands it up and good, and that cuts the lead to 23-15. Hall coming back on the floor. Jayla David's going to have a seat.
31 seconds left before the end of the first half. Of course, this district tournament championship live on the Eagle 100.5, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
Hargrove comes to the right side with 25 seconds on the clock, gets it back on the right wing. Spins around, shoulder fakes, goes to Cunningham. Cunningham over the top to Joseph. Joseph goes off the glass. Joseph hits it, and Joseph is fouled. This one's going to go against Estrada, and Joseph earns a trip to the foul line after making the deuce.
Well, Coach, she's got the 10 points she needs for double-double, and now 9 rebounds. So one more board, and she's back in the books again, as usual, it seems like this season.
Lead back up to 10. Joseph trying to extend it out here. 2 dribbles, 2 more dribbles. Puts it on the right hand, fires, and makes it. 26-15 your score, 17 on the clock. Dugan comes all the way into the corner, over the top. They got Bernal. Bernal fires one high off the glass. It's loose. Saved by Sayas, but out to Dugan. It's going to go to Estrada. She wants a 3, no good. Into the hands of Hargrove. It's going to be knocked out of bounds with 2 seconds on the clock.
That's the 4th rebound for Brent Hargrove. Little guard getting underneath that bucket that time and ripping it down on the baseline.
Sub coming in as Hargrove is going to take a seat. Trying to see who this is. Number 12, that is
Roslyn Ramsey.
Roslyn Ramsey coming in. Ramsey to inbound. She's going to throw a length of the court pass right into the hands of Carlsbad. Carlsbad's going to flip it over. They're going to take a 3 at the buzzer. No call on the foul there. Looks like she got hacked, but we'll go ahead and call it no call. And 26-15 your score. It's halftime. We'll be back with the halftime show. You're listening to Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball on Eagle 100.5 and YouTube.com.
Clear.
3 minutes, please.
Two minutes. 1 minute. Thirty. 15. 10. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back. 26-15. Your Lady Eagles are leading the Cavegirls of Carlsbad, and I tell you what, it's a game where Carlsbad looked like they wanted to fight and stay in it for a little while there, and the Lady Eagles started to pull away there late in the second quarter.
Yeah, we got to be careful because they can shoot the three. This past week, Thursday in the semifinals, they had 5 3-pointers. Alexa Duggan and Kylie Estrada combining for 5 in that game. So kind of waiting to see if they're going to start getting that stroke back. They've only had one tray in the game so far. That was Estrada, who hit one in the first quarter, and she is the leader. Quickly running through the points for the Cavegirls. Kylie Estrada, as I mentioned, 6 points, all of them coming in the first quarter. 3 for 3 on the line and a tray. Not a lot of scoring going on so far. Alexa Duggan has 4 points on a couple of baskets. One shot made for Mariana Sepulveda. She's got 2. And Abby Duggan is 1 of 3 from the line for 1 point. So there have been so far 5 scores, but very low numbers. Nobody in double digits yet. They've only had 7 rebounds so far, and that's compared to 23 for the Lady Eagles. So definitely the glass is owned by the Lady Eagles at this point. Boatwright and Sepulveda only getting 2 boards apiece in the first half. 7 turnovers, which is the same, or 1 less than the Lady Eagles. So they're keeping control of the basketball, but just not getting a lot of scoring opportunities. They're better on the free throw line, at least in terms of attempts, 6 of 8. 75%. Of course, Hobbs is yet to get on the line yet, but taking care of business offensively in most cases.
Yeah, and, other than the Joseph foul where she put the ball in, they haven't really called a lot of fouls while we're shooting. And it's 8-4. I mean, when you look at 2-to-1 foul ratio, it's very alarming. Usually games are a lot closer than that, and usually a lot of times it fixes itself in the second half.
Yeah, I failed to mention that. She was 1 for 1 on the line, so there was 1 free throw opportunity, a 3-point play, as you mentioned. Let's jump over to the other side here. The Hobbs Lady Eagles getting close to a double-double. Nia Joseph, 11 points, 9 rebounds, so 1 more board, and she's got the double-double. And again, we mentioned 1 for 1 on the charity stripe, and very balanced scoring, 6 in the first and 5 in the second for Joseph. Right behind her, Brett Clay with a couple of trays in the first quarter, a couple other baskets too. She's got 10 points and 2 rebounds. Jayla David coming off the bench, the freshman, 3 points on a tray and 1 rebound for the Lady Eagles. And last but not least, Kendall Cunningham, 2 points and 4 boards. So Hobbs with just 4 scores so far, but 2 in double digits, which basically gives you that 11-point cushion, which is the biggest of the ball game. We mentioned the rebounding factor so far, 23-7, 16-point better for Hobbs Lady Eagles, 9 for Joseph, 4 apiece for Hargrove and Cunningham. Hobbs with 8 turnovers against 7 for Carlsbad. Again, 1 for 1 on the free throw line. So things looking pretty good at this point. Of course, Carlsbad still got themselves a good shot with the playoffs coming up next week. Friday night will be the host game night for that. Carlsbad at number 6 in the state, 21-6 record, and Hobbs at number 3 at 19-7. It looks like at this point, just based on what the stack of the standings are, Farmington will probably hold on to that number 2 seed because of their win over Hobbs here in Task Arena about a month or so ago.
Absolutely, and it's it's understandable. You're looking at it. I don't think we're the same team we were then. That was just when we started finding our stride, and this team is a much better team than they were a month ago.
Yeah, and again, with all these post people that you can move around, I'd like that's what I'm seeing from Cunningham tonight too. She's not scoring a ton of points, but she's moving around, getting the ball at the free throw line, kicking it out, going after balls, chasing things down. That's one thing about this team. Hobbs is not just going to stay flat-footed on the court. They're going to chase balls. If they come off the rim, wherever they are, they're going for it.
I think something you mentioned there, they're looking good in other areas like passing. The post actually have quite a few of their assists in there as they kind of dump to each other in that high-low against the zone. They can help each other out quite a bit by making good passes.
I think one thing they had to be careful about is the turnovers at this point. Some of them unforced. Hobbs definitely needs to take care of the basketball. They don't want to go into the first round lackluster and start coughing the ball up. We've seen a couple of games, I know when I've worked with you before, where they did start getting more and more turnovers toward the end. Of course, you bring subs in and trying to get the chemistry back, but still, they got to keep themselves in that playoff mode and going straight forward. And remember, reminding themselves, too, one loss and you're out after this week.
Yeah, and you know, that's when the game gets fun, when you know everything's on the line and you start to tighten up and everything gets stressful and you know you've got to do it or you just end your season.
Looks like we got a couple boys teams warming up, at least the Carlsbad boys up here trying to jam the ball a few times. A few of them missed off the rim pretty hard there, but that'll be the next game, by the way, on our sister station. Myself, Coach Cotrain will be on with you on Cool 95.7. It's supposed to have a 7 o'clock start time, but you know that ain't going to happen with a doubleheader.
Nah, it usually doesn't. You know, it's the way it goes. But, hey, we're here. We're watching basketball. There's nothing better we can be doing.
They have the heater on here, too, at Tasker, so you might want to bring a fan along with you if you come to the game here tonight.
And actually, it's much cooler down on court side than it is up here. They like to warm it up for the announcers, and so we can warm it up for you on the air. We've got about a minute before we come back, and we'll go take a break here. We'll get second half action. Hobbs Lady Eagles and the Cavegirls from Carlsbad, live from Tasker Arena.
Clear.
1 minute, please.
$30. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Tasker, 26-15 your score. Both teams rolling onto the court as we're about to get the second half underway. And it looks like Hobbs will have the basketball to start, going right to left on your TV screen or your radio dial. Hobbs gets the inbound, Hargroves awaits it. The ball is delivered and we're back underway. Hargrove with the right hand comes across half court, standing on the H. And the 2-3 zone from Carlsbad steps out. Here's Clay, right wing. Back to Hargrove, flips to Hall. Hall wants a three to start the second half, and she starts it well as she drains it from the left wing.
That's her first bucket of the ball game. Nice way to start, though, right through the net on that one.
Hobbs switches to a man press, and the denial causes a turnover right off the bat, and Dugan slams the ball down. No call from the referees there, but, boy, a lot of frustration from Carlsbad.
I think they were upset about a quick 5 count. It looked like he wasn't through his last movement of the arm there.
Joseph in the lane with the right hand fade. Got it. Little baby hook there. It's 31-15. Here comes the man press.
13 points, 9 rebounds for Joseph.
Dugan across the timeline with the right hand. Hall's on her. Flips it over the top to Boatwright. Boatwright in the lane. Out to Dugan. Dugan right corner. Comes to Strada. Strada has it ripped away by Cunningham. And they're going to
jump ball.
Call a jump ball there. And that'll be Carlsbad basketball into the attacking basket.
I thought Cunningham would have that for a second, but she just couldn't get the washing machine moving at a 360 instead of just a 180 she had, and enough time for Carlsbad to recover on the jump.
Yeah, Estrada was kind of wrapped around. And here's the inbounds, knocked out of bounds by Hargrove. This is going to be Carlsbad basketball again.
That time, nice body work there by Hargrove, kind of putting a hip into her Carlsbad counterpart there and kind of bending her up just a bit.
And they're getting physical underneath, a lot of pushing going on. Ball goes over the top. They're trying to go to Boatwright. She has to chase it down almost out of bounds. Boatwright spins around, backs in Joseph. She's going to hand it out top to Strada over to Dugan near side. Dugan, right-hand drive. She finds Joseph waiting on her. Here's Boatwright. Joseph closes her out. Now it's a 5-second count going. Joseph finally hands it to Dugan. Dugan's going to drive with the left hand, and Dugan just throws a wild shot up there, two-handed, and I think they're going to get Cunningham for the foul, but I'm not sure what they called there.
Did you hear the audience react? They go, whoa, what is that? It's just like she just turned and was dribbling towards the far left sideline, just turned, spun to the hole, and just threw it up there with her chest.
Yeah, two-handed, underhand from, backwards. Very wild shot.
First foul on Hall, first on the Lady Eagles here in the second half.
Dugan's shot rattles in, cuts the lead 31-16.
That's her first free throw, has 5 points. That makes 7 of 9 for the Cave Girls up through into this third quarter.
Dugan's second opportunity, back at the line, 4 dribbles, takes it to the right hand and puts it up. It's in, and it cuts the lead 31-17. It's 14 points for the Lady Eagles. Hargrove crosses the H, gets the offense started on the right side. Hargrove comes over to Clay. Clay, right side Hall, back out to Hargrove, checked by Dugan. Near side Clay. Clay shoulder fakes, goes to Hargrove. She's going to float through the lane, right-handed up off the glass, no good. Joseph spins and fires, no good. Clay's there, ball's loose, and they're going to jump ball, but I'm not even sure Carlsbad had much more than a slap at it on that one.
Yeah, she spun hard. Clay did. She was underneath the hoop going from right to left and looked like she got away from the defender. That's a third rebound for Clay. Also the 10th board for Joseph. She's got a double-double now.
Ball comes to Cunningham. She's going to drive, flips up and under. Contact there, and that'll be a foul. Cunningham goes to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, she drove it right at Boatwright, who was kind of the help side on the left part of the lane, tried to step up to help her guard out there, and Cunningham just went straight into her. That's a third on Boatwright.
Actually, they gave that to Estrada.
Yeah, they're calling that her third. I had her down for 2, but
yeah, Estrada now has 3.
Free throw up and good for Cunningham. Third point of the ball game for her. That's the second free throw of the game for the Lady Eagles, now 2 for 2.
And Estrada is the only one that's tossed one in from the outside for Carlsbad. She has to go to the bench.
Hobbs shooting 59% this season from the charity stripe.
And here's the second one from Cunningham. She right-hands it up and in, and it's 33-17.
And 4 for Cunningham now.
Dugan working against Clay. Dugan, right hands, comes up to the timeline. Clay still on her. She's going to drive, kicks it right side to Abby Dugan. Abby Dugan's going to drive with the right hand, pushes off, ends up stepping backwards. Right side Bernal. She's going to hop step. Cunningham stays with her. Right wing. Here comes Sepulveda, checked by Hall. Sepulveda with the right hand. Looks back door, nothing there. Bernal's going to go back door. Dugan goes off the glass, and she's got it.
That's her third point. First bucket, mostly free throw attempts before that for her.
33-19, Lady Eagles lead. Here's Hargrove to Cunningham. Cunningham looks for Joseph. Joseph backdoors it to Clay. She's going to poke and drive off the glass. Nice little finger roll there. Slides along the rim and falls in.
Yeah, kind of stayed on there for a moment, but got enough momentum to go over the top.
Alexa Dugan. She crosses the H with the right hand. Clay's on her. Stutter step, backdoors it over to Bernal. Bernal, right hands, comes up. Clay now extends out on her. Bernal in trouble. Right hands over to Boatwright. Boatwright checked by Joseph. Onto the right wing, Sepulveda. She fakes a drive, pulls out, and going to hand it to Abby Dugan. Abby Dugan to Boatwright. Boatwright spins. Goes right side, Sepulveda. She's going to drive, goes up and under. Cunningham waits for her, and Cunningham stuffs it right back down as she gets her first block of the game.
What I liked about that one, it wasn't a volleyball spike. She kept her hand palmed on the basketball and just kind of putting it right back in her face instead of just slapping it hard and maybe getting a foul out of that one.
Insult to injury on that block. Here's Bernal, right side, Abby Dugan. Dugan into the corner. It's going to go to Boatwright. One bounce, Boatwright goes to Bernal. Bernal wants a dead-on 3, and she banks it dead on from the top of the key.
That's her first tray of the ball game and the second tray for the Cave Girls so far.
Don't think she called glass on that one. Left side, it comes to Clay. Flips it over to Hall. Hall, Hargrove, back to Clay. Clay wants the 3. Clay goes in and out, but Joseph's there. Fade away from Joseph off the iron, no good. Ball's loose. Clay comes down with it. She's in trouble, bounces out to Hargrove. One pump fake, scoops with the right hand off the glass. Hargrove's going to draw the foul, and I think this is going to go against Boatwright, who stands there with her hands in the air, and that'll be Boatwright's second personal foul.
Second team foul as well. What I'm like to see it in the paint, even if it's a guard or a post player, everybody's looking to score. I mean, they're getting their face on the basket and then maybe dish it out, but still making the defense react to them.
Hargrove's first shot up and no good. And they actually charged that to Bernal. They didn't get Boatwright there. So Bernal picks up her first foul.
Hargrove came to the game shooting 67% from the charity stripe.
Hargrove taking her time here. puts it up with the right hand, in and out. Ball's loose. Clay's going to tie it up. This will be a jump ball. It'll go to Carlsbad.
Lady Eagles, in terms of free throws so far in this game, are 2 for 4. And waiting for the signal there is going to be a arrow for Carlsbad, and looks like going to be a timeout for Coach Inlow to talk to his Cave Girls.
Yep, he wants a full one here. We'll take a full one as well. You're listening to Hobbs Lady Eagles basketball on Eagle 100.5 and YouTube.com.
Clear.
1 minute, please.
Thirty. Ten. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Tasker. 35-22, a 13-point lead for your Lady Eagles. As we get further into the third quarter, it's 4:24 on the clock, Ty.
Nia Joseph, 13 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double. Brett Clay, 12 points, 4 boards. Those two combining for 25. The Lady Eagles, 35 points.
Back into the zone press. Lady Eagles 2-2-1 here. Abby Dugan right side, crosses the timeline, flips it back door. Comes out to Sepulveda, back to Dugan right wing. Dugan in trouble into the corner. Bernal, shoulder fake from Bernal, checked by David. Comes out top of the key, Abby Dugan. Dugan works the right side again, Bernal. Bernal flips underneath the boat right skip pass. She's got Alexa Dugan. Dugan off the iron, no good. Ball's loose, Joseph runs it down. Kicks it out to Hargrove, and here comes the Lady Eagles. Hargrove across the timeline, right side Hall. Hall looking for the cutter, not there. Secondary break is, but she doesn't take the shot as Clay kicks it around. Hargrove to Joseph, one dribble. Joseph spins, has it stolen away by Boatwright, and into the hands of Sepulveda. Sepulveda across the timeline. Sepulveda sees a 2-3 defense, and she backs it out. They get started running some mode.
That was a 9 turnover for the Lady Eagles up to that point.
Right side, Alexa Dugan. Top of the key, Abby Dugan. Left side, Bernal taking their time. Sepulveda, she's driving, and she's just going to toss it out of bounds there. Sepulveda wraps her jersey around her face, frustration.
That's the 9th Carlsbad turnover, so both teams evened up in that category, although the Lady Eagles with a 13-point lead here as we get towards the end of this third quarter.
Hall across the timeline, right side, it goes to Clay. Clay flips it over near side. It's going to go to Hargrove, who has to jump for it, loses it, and Sepulveda gets the steal. Right side, Dugan. Dugan flips it out top of the key. Bernal, nothing doing as Hobbs is recovered. Bernal backs it out, goes to Abby Dugan left side, back to Bernal top of the key. Dugan, Bernal playing catch here. Now they switch positions, Dugan right side. They're going to go under the boat right, and nobody guards her. Go out far side, Bernal off the iron, ball's loose. It's going to be Joseph that ends up with it.
Boy, 13 turnovers for Nia Joseph. She continues to scrap for the basketball.
Yeah, those rebounds are coming strong. Here's Hargrove. A lot of contact, no foul. Hargrove doing some amazing dribble. Finally gets plowed from behind. They're calling a jump ball, but oh my gosh, Alexa Doolin bowling balled her from behind. I'm not sure how that's not a foul.
Even before that, though, I don't think Hobbs is doing a good job of perimeter passing. They're kind of throwing some errant stuff, little light-wristed passes to the left side, especially in front of the Hobbs Eagles student section. So, you got to blame them a little bit for not getting the crisp passes going.
Left side, Hall. Hall's going to take a three off the iron. Ball's loose. Here's Hargrove. Hargrove runs it down, right hands it back over to Hall. Hall to David. She's going to drive, fade away from David off the iron. It's Boatwright that comes down with it. Boatwright hands to Abby Dugan. Dugan with the right-handed dribble, crosses over at the H. Left side, Sepulveda. Sepulveda kicks it out to Alexa Dugan. Alexa back to Abby. Abby, right side, Alexa Dugan. Here comes a double team. Abby's going to flip it. They're going to spin around. Long three from Sepulveda. She's got one. And that's going to cut into the lead. It's now 35-25.
Third tray of the game for the Cavegirls with 1:40 left here in the third.
Hargrove, right side Clay, back to Hargrove. Flips it over to Hall. Hall wants a three. Hall takes it off the iron. Ball's loose. Hall ends up with it. Hands to Hargrove. Hargrove looking for help. Crossover dribble. Hargrove's going to drive, spin. Loses it, knocks it over to Hall. Hall works to David. David flips it back to Clay. Clay wants a three off the iron. Ball's loose off of Carlsbad. It'll be Lady Eagles basketball.
Yeah, Kylie Estrada was by herself on that left baseline, kind of jumped in the air and came off the end of her fingertips, so she would have had a chance to go to the hole with that, just couldn't get the grasp.
35-25, your score. Ball's loose, wrapped around. Here's Hall for three. Got it. Hall from the right corner. 38-25 Lady Eagles, and Coach Carpenter calls a timeout.
Yeah, the second tray for Erilyn Hall coming in this third quarter.
1:11 on the clock, 38-25 your score. We'll back in 30. This is the Hobbs Lady Eagles basketball on Eagle 100.5 and YouTube.com.
Clear.
30, please.
$15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
38-25 your score. 1:11 on the clock in the third. The Lady Eagles have the 13-point lead.
Yeah, thanks to that long ball, too. Hobbs is starting to extend this lead. Their biggest lead has been 16 here in the second half. Hobbs with 5 trays so far. Erilyn Hall, Brett Clay both have 2. 1 for Jayla David coming off the bench. 3 trays for Carlsbad. Alyssa Bernal hit 1 here in the third, and 1 for Sepulveda and Estrada.
Man-to-man press here from the Lady Eagles. They match up full court. Here's Sepulveda with Hall on her. Sepulveda across the timeline. Looking for help. Nobody's moving here for them. Sepulveda's running out of time. She's going to go to Dugan, top of the key. Dugan checked by David. Right hands to Sepulveda. Sepulveda with Hargrove on her. And there's going to be a big push off. Dugan's going to shove David to the ground. And they've got Dugan with that right arm extended.
Dugan tried to give a hand to get David off the floor, and David just kind of said, no, I don't need that. You hit me a little bit too hard that time. That's going to be the 10th turnover for Carlsbad and the third team foul. Found out 3-1 count at this point in favor of the Lady Eagles and a 13-point lead.
Mojica checking back into the game for the Lady Eagles.
Also a sub comes in for Carlsbad, Alyssa Bernal, who hit that tray earlier in this quarter.
And they bring out Sepulveda. Nakaya Mojica across the timeline, left side to Hargrove. On the wing, Hargrove back top of the key, David. Pump fakes, goes right side to Clay. Joseph steps out. Mojica spins it around. Here's Hargrove. Hargrove for 3. Hargrove right hands it up and in. It's 41-25.
That's the first bucket for Hargrove. She's got 3 points, the 6th tray for the Lady Eagles.
On the inbounds, Mojica ends up getting a paw on it, but steps out of bounds. That'll be Carlsbad basketball.
Hobbs matching their biggest lead of the second half, 16, 41-25.
Here's the inbounds. Near side, it goes to, looks like Boatwright. She's going to throw it away as Clay has it. Clay goes to the corner. Hargrove pump fakes. She's going to drive from 12. Hargrove off the front of the iron. Joseph knocks it away, but ran down by Dugan. Dugan under pressure. He's going to handle Sepulveda. She goes over the top to Bernal. Bernal, seeing pressure herself, goes back. Dugan still counting. There's the 10-second count. The Lady Eagles defense hold, and another Carlsbad turnover.
Yeah, 2 in a row, Carlsbad turnovers. That's 12 total. A lot of fans don't realize, even if the ball's tipped by the defense in the backcourt, that count still continues, and that's what happened there to Carlsbad.
Lady Eagles trying to sub here. The referee's trying to tell her to stay on the court because the referee miscounted there. Coach is like, hey, I've got a girl bringing the ball in. Count her too. Left side, Saez. Top of the key, Hargrove. Right side, Mojica. Mojica goes underneath to Joseph. At the buzzer, misses off the iron. 41-25 your score, though, as the third quarter ends. We'll be back in 1 minute on Lady Eagles Basketball Network.
Clear.
1 minute, please.
30. $15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back, 41-25 your score. Lady Eagles are up on the Carlsbad Cavegirls.
Yeah, unbelievable rebounding for Hobbs, 31-9 in this ball game. So 22 differential there on the glass. Point production so far for the Cavegirls, nobody in double digits. Kylie Estrada with 6 off a tray and 3 free throws, 6 for Alexa Dugan. That's about it for them. And for your Lady Eagles with 13, Anaya Joseph a double-double with 13 rebounds as well. And Brett Clay right behind her with 12 points and 4 boards. Hobbs has hit 6 three-pointers, 3 for Carlsbad, and 10 turnovers for Hobbs, 12 for Carlsbad.
Sepulveda is getting Carlsbad started here. Comes across the timeline, gets a pick, hard pick from Boatwright. Into the corner, Dugan, top of the key, Abby Dugan. Goes to Boatwright. Boatwright snuck behind Joseph or David there. Easy layup for Boatwright.
That's only her 4th point of the ball game, though, and she's their 6-foot post player.
Here's Hargrove, goes to David. David tries to go to Cunningham. Boatwright steals it away.
11th Hobbs Lady Eagle turnover.
Here's Sepulveda. Hargrove's on her, and they're forcing Carlsbad to the left. Sepulveda to Dugan. Dugan, top of the key, goes to Boatwright. Cunningham closes her out. And Boatwright's going to push off here, but they're going to call Cunningham for getting into her.
Yeah, kind of saw a hook going on both girls that time, but they get Cunningham second, I guess. Her second. That'll be the second team foul, and it'll be Carlsbad basketball on the near sideline. Looks like they got a sub coming in for Hobbs.
Yeah, it's Joseph. She's coming in for David. Sepulveda to Dugan. Dugan with the left hand at the top of the key. Right side, it goes to Alexa Dugan. Top of the key, Sepulveda. Sepulveda wants a pick. Nobody's there. Caroline Saez is closing her out. Right side to Alexa Dugan. Dugan's going to drive. Nobody gets her. She goes right by the defense. An easy layup there for Dugan.
Yeah, no help side stepping in the lane to help out on that one underneath the hoop. Just let her laid it in uncontested. 8 now for Dugan.
Hargrove to Mojica. Mojica back to Hargrove, top of the key. Hargrove with the right-handed dribble, right side, Caroline Saez. Mojica spins it to the left side. She's going to drive. And they're going to get her for a walk. They're calling Mojica with a walk there.
Yeah, they're going to say it was a little shuffle step before going to the hole with it to the left side. 12 turnovers now for Hobbs. Evened up with Carlsbad, both with 12.
Here comes Dugan. He's going to handle Sepulveda. Sepulveda is being chased by Mojica across the timeline. Sepulveda with the left hand. Sepulveda, outside top, 5 counts. She finally gets rid of it. Abby Dugan's going to throw up a 3, no good. Rebounded by Joseph. Joseph spins around, hands to Hargrove. Here comes the offense. Hargrove looking for a back pass there, nothing doing. She goes to Saez left side. Hargrove, Cunningham looking over the top, nothing there. Goes to Hargrove. Hargrove shoulder fakes. Left side, Saez goes to Joseph, back out to Hargrove. Hargrove for 3 off the iron. Joseph with the rebound. Joseph back out to Hargrove. Hargrove, Saez to Joseph. They're going to work the opposite side now. Check that. They come back to the left. Here's Cunningham. Cunningham pivots, comes to Hargrove. Time is just ticking away. That's in our favor here. Hargrove takes a fire off the iron. No good. She gets her own rebound.
6 rebounds for her now.
Hargrove from the corner with the right-hander. No good. Rebounded by Boatwright. Here comes Carlsbad.
4th rebound for Morgan Boatwright. And should mention, too, Anaya Joseph has more rebounds and points right now, 15 versus 13.
Those are Dennis Rodman numbers. Here comes a foul on the top. This is going to go against Hargrove. They spun into her. Hargrove didn't give her enough space, and she was moving.
She kind of contested that with the official, too. Got a little bit mouthy there and kind of walked off towards the half-court line, but she's picking up her second. That'll be the 3rd team foul.
Yeah, and she may be coming out here as Hobbs brings in 2 substitutions.
Looks like that'll be Erilyn Hall and Brett Clay check in.
Yeah, Cunningham and Hargrove will go to the bench here. Carlsbad goes over the top, this time to Sepulveda. Clay's there, changes the shot. She misses off the iron. Clay with the rebound, and Sepulveda's going to grab her, and that's going to be a foul on Carlsbad.
First on Sepulveda, 14, but a lot of girls getting on the boards tonight. Joseph had 15 so far, 6 for Hargrove, 5 for Clay, and 4 for Cunningham.
Mojica gets this offense going to the right side. Hall, top of the key, Mojica. Left side, Sayas. She wants a long three. Caroline Sayas from way outside. That's about a 22-footer there. She gave about 2 feet from the line.
Yeah, WNBA style there. 3 points for Sayas, 7 3-pointers for the Lady Eagles, up by 15 now.
Long pass on the fade there. She runs the route, ends up losing it off her knee. Oh, no. She dribbles off her knee. The crowd's letting them have it, but oh gosh, they gave it back to Carlsbad.
Yeah, it looked like a little lobbying going on by Nakia Mojica. Boy, she kind of looks like the referee, too. It's the female rep on the sideline here, and they almost look like sisters, but Mojica not able to make her change her mind on the inbound.
Here's Dugan, and they've already got a whistle. Something's happening underneath, and this is going to go against Carlsbad. I guess there's a little extracurricular activity, and they got Boatwright.
Yeah, they called the block foul underneath. I don't know if she's trying to set a screen or what was going on. That's only her second, though. 15 foul on the Cavegirls.
An offensive turnover on an inbounds right there. Mojica goes to Clay. Clay stutter steps, drives, backdoors to Hall. Hall spins it around. Clay back at the free throw line, left side. Sayas, she wants another one from the same spot. That's her sweet spot. She's got it again.
Her dad, assistant coach on the bench, pumping both fists, smiling there as he knew that was going to be going through. And that's 8 3-pointers. Sayas now with 6 points. Both on trays here in the fourth.
Timeout on the floor. It's a full one. We'll take a full one as well. You're listening to Hobbs Lady Eagles basketball on Eagle 100.5 and YouTube.com.
You're clear.
1 minute, please.
$30. $15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back. 47-29 your score. The lead is now 18. Here comes the inbound from the Cavegirls.
Biggest lead of the ball game here as we get ready for a district tournament championship for the Lady Eagles.
Here comes Sepulveda. Check that. That's Bernal bringing it up this time. Bernal being checked by Hall. Right side it goes to Boatwright. She's going to lose it underneath. And check that. That's a.
He called a foul on that.
Oh my! They tie it up.
Hobbs fans are not liking that one.
And I mean, Mojica has had the worst luck tonight with the fouls. Every single one has seemed to be some sort of touch foul. And she is frustrated out there. She picks up number 4.
Yeah, one away from DQ and kind of shaking her head that time. 5-4 foul count, pretty close still. Carlsbad with one more than Lady Eagles.
And here's Abby Dugan throws one up, rebounded by Joseph.
Only her 16th rebound of the ball game.
There you go. Left side, Sayas. She wants another one over from the corner. This one's off the iron, rebounded by Bernal. Bernal, right hands across the timeline, being checked by Clay. And Clay's giving her absolute heck out there. Here's Abby Dugan. Mojica on her. I mean, Mojica's being careful.
Halfway through here in the fourth quarter, Hobbs by 18.
Boatwright's going to drive, goes up under to Bernal. Bernal out to Alexa Dugan. 3. Got it. Alexa Dugan from the corner.
It's her first tray of the ball game. 11 points for Dugan and the fourth tray for the Cavegirls.
Right side, Sayas. She's going to go to Clay. She's going to drive through the heart of the defense, draws the foul, and Clay will go to the line to shoot 2 as it's going to be a block foul against Dugan.
Well, the official on that far sideline made the call, and he was kind of backing out towards the Hobbs Eagle crowd on that play, but he gets what the Lady Eagles wanted on that one as they get the foul call on Boatwright. That's her third, 16th foul, one away from the bonus, but still free throws here.
Clay at the line with the right hands, got it.
First throw of the game for her, 13 points. She came into the contest shooting 62% from the line. Hobbs now 4 of 6 from the charity stripe.
16-point lead with 3:39 on the clock. As the second one goes up, she's got it as well. Carlsbad working against the 2-2-1 press. Comes over the top. Clay's going to knock it away, runs it down. Clay knocks it into the hands of Sayas. Here they come.
14 Carlsbad turnovers.
Sayas with the right hand goes to the right side. It's Mojica for 3, no good. Ball's loose, and it's Bernal. Bernal in trouble, goes up and under to Abby Dugan. Dugan being chased by Clay, runs her down. Dugan, left side Bernal, top of the key. Right-handed dribble, backdoors it into the corner. Stutter step there from Estrada, and he comes out to Alexa Dugan. Here's Bernal. Bernal right side, they've got Boatwright. Boatwright closed out for Joseph. Boatwright in trouble. She picks up her dribble, spins around, trying to find somebody. Joseph rips it out of her hands. Joseph comes across the timeline looking for help, hands it to Saya. She goes left side, Hall. Hall for three off the front of the iron. Carlsbad controls.
Boatwright, 5th rebound for her on the left block, pulling it down for the blue squad.
Alexa Dugan straight up the court. Caroline Sayas goes under her. Dugan makes the shot, and Sayas picks up the foul.
That's 13 now for Alexa Dugan as she leads Carlsbad way ahead of her teammates in terms of scoring. 2nd foul on Sayas, and the 5th against the Lady Eagles.
And Dugan has a very quick first step. She gets out there and gets to full speed pretty quick.
She's also 2 for 2 from the charity stripe as the Lady Eagles go to their bench, bringing some subs. Looks like Cunningham's back on the court. I believe David's the other sub on the floor as well.
Dugan at the line with the right hand, fires it's got it.
14 for her now.
49-35 your score, 14-point lead, 2:40 on the clock. Carlsbad not giving up yet. Clay left side. Sayas, top of the key, spins around, hands to Cunningham. Cunningham's going to drive, goes up and under. They're going to call this one on the floor. That'll still be free throws. That'll be number 7 against Carlsbad.
Morgan Boatwright gets her 4th personal. She's 1 away from DQ. 17 fouls you mentioned, and that puts Cunningham in the line. She's perfect, 2 for 2 from the charity stripe, and came into the contest shooting 57% tonight.
First one up is no good, rebounded by Carlsbad. Here's Dugan. Alexa Dugan, she's going to take it herself. Nobody guards her. She ends up losing at the last second.
I thought somebody might have stripped the ball from behind. David was coming behind her, but I guess she just kind of flicked her wrist and lost control of it as she went up to try to get a layup there.
Pushing just past her comfort zone on the speed there.
That's 16 Carlsbad turnovers now.
49-35. David looks for Joseph. Joseph has it. Goes back door to Cunningham. Cunningham is in trouble. And they're going to say that it's a jump ball, so it comes up. It'll be Lady Eagles basketball.
3 defenders got their hands down on top of the ball. She came down low with it. She kind of backpedaled just a bit, and they said because of all the contact, they'd go ahead and call the jump.
4 out on the inbounds. Here comes the Cutters. David back into the corner. Sayas with the shoulder fake. Bounce pass to Joseph. Joseph fade away from 8. No good. Joseph gets the rebound up off the glass. Touches it in without coming down with it. Nice little putback there for Joseph.
15 points and 17 rebounds now for Anaya.
51-35 your score. Time winding down here. 1:51 on the clock. Left side. Sepulveda, 1 dribble. Check that. That's Estrada. Going to hand it over to Dugan. Dugan checked by Sayas. Dugan left hands it out. Long shot from Estrada. Estrada off the iron. Controlled by Clay. Clay has it slapped from behind. Joseph gets it. Back to Clay. Clay near side. Across the timeline, looking for help, hands to Sayas. Sayas bounce pass to Cunningham. Cunningham's going to drive, scoops up and under, swatted away by Boatwright. It's loose and on the floor. Everybody goes down for it. Quick jump ball there as David ties her up.
Big Carlsbad basketball in the arrow, and Coach Carpenter starting to put in double subs here on most every dead ball to try to get some other bodies on the court. And Hobbs with a comfortable 16-point lead, getting ready to put on that district tournament crown here, very shortly away from that.
51-35. It's 1:18 on the clock. Carlsbad across the timeline on the left side. Here comes Alexa Dugan. Dugan checked by Mojica, playing with 4. Dugan crossover dribble into the corner. Abby. Swatted by Joseph. Joseph hammers her.
Hit her head right on the hardwood there.
Oh, man. Joseph immediately went to check on her. But Joseph kind of tossed her onto the floor. It was Estrada for 3.
Yeah, her back was flat on the floor, but it looked like her head might have hit back. She might have been able to stop the complete contact there, but you could hear the thud and on that far sideline. The fans in that front row, I'm sure, saw it very close up that time.
It was a very quiet whistle. They actually kept playing a half second
yeah,
there.
that's what I was kind of wondering
And then
about.
Joseph went to check on her right afterwards. Shot up by Estrada is good.
Looks like she's fine out there. She's perfect on the charity stripe, 4 for 4 and has 7 points.
Coach Enlow on the court barking things out. Here's the second one up there. Bounces around. She's got that one as well. It was a 3-point attempt, so she gets 3 of these.
In fact, that's what she had the first quarter, too. She's 3 for 3 because of the 3-point foul.
Makes the next one. and it's 51-38. Across the timeline, Mojica comes to David. David bounces back door to Cunningham. Cunningham goes up. She'll be fouled as Dugan gets into her. Back to the line we go.
She's kind of smart that time. She got the ball in traffic between two defenders. Instead of putting the ball to the floor on the dribble, she just went right up with it, and that caused the foul to come over the top.
Yeah, that's very smart play there, not putting the ball into the reach zone of the small guards.
8-6 foul count in favor of the Eagles.
First one's up, and it's good. 14-point lead, 52-38 here. We're under a minute now.
Cunningham now 3 of 4 from the line, has 5 points. And she came into the game averaging 7 on the season.
2 dribbles, fires with the right hand, rattles it home, and it's now 53-38. Here comes Carlsbad working against the 2-2-1. Dugan across the timeline with the right hand. Into the corner. Abby Dugan wants a shot, doesn't take it, goes to Bernal. Bernal's going to drive, throws an 18-footer. A lot of contact there, but it looks like Carlsbad kind of rolling each other.
Yeah, 2 girls on their backs that time, and Joseph was in the area, Cunningham too. I'm not sure who they got that one against.
I have a feeling they saw contact and blew the whistle, but it looked like Carlsbad on Carlsbad contact, but they're going to call Cunningham for something.
That's a third on her, 17 foul, which would be a bonus regardless whether it was a shooting foul or not. 53-38, 45 left in the ball game.
And the ball's out of bounds. That's going to be defensive rebound, team rebound for the Lady Eagles as goes out of bounds. Comes in near side, Hargrove, and they're going to push her. And we're going to march down the court and shoot some free throws on the other end. And this one going against Estrada, I bet. This may be it.
That will be the
4th personal.
19th foul, 4th on Estrada, as you mentioned. Of course, Hobbs winning a close one the last time they played by 4 points. Prior to that, winning by 31 here at Tasker, 51-20. A little bit closer than we got in this game here. But at this point, of course, the Lady Eagles going to get their record going to 20-7. This is their 20th win here, and doesn't count as a district win, but 6-0 as they go into the state tournament next week.
Hargrove takes the attempt, and it's good.
That's her first free throw. 1 of 3 on the line, has 4 points now and 6 rebounds. Extends the lead to 16. The biggest lead has been 18 in the second half.
Second opportunity is up off the iron. Ball's loose. Carlsbad controls. Here's Abby Dugan. Abby Dugan with Mojica out there. Spins it around into the corner. Estrada. Estrada for 3. In and out. Rebounded by Joseph. Got another one. Here's Hargrove. Hargrove to Mojica. Mojica, Cunningham. Cunningham over the top to Joseph. Joseph with the layup. No good. Off the iron. She gets it back, puts it up. Another rebound and another 2 points for Anaya Joseph.
17 points, 19 rebounds for the big post for the Lady Eagles.
56-38 your score. Here's Dugan. She's going to take a 3. They get into her arm. They're going to give Dugan 3 free throws.
Stops the clock with 7 seconds left. And they call that one against Mojica. That will be the final call for her 5th. She didn't score in the ball game, but getting a nice round of applause from the Lady Eagle faithful here at Tasker Arena as her teammate going to check in for her, Erilyn Hall, with the final 7 seconds remaining.
Second sub there. Clay's coming back on the floor. Joseph's going to take a seat.
So Abby Duggan will be on the line to getting her first opportunity to score in this 4th quarter. She is 1 for 3 from the charity stripe with 3 points.
First opportunity off the iron. 56-38. 7 seconds to go here as Dugan steps in for the second one. Fires that one up off the front of the iron. Dugan's frustrated out there.
Been a long time since she's hit a free throw back in the 1st quarter.
Yeah. Crowd's kind of letting into her a little bit. Here's the third one, and that one's good.
4 points for Duggan.
56-39, Lady Eagles coming across the timeline. They don't have to do anything. Goes Hall back door. She's going to throw one up at the buzzer, no good. And that is your final, 56-39. We'll be back with the Lady Eagles post-game show in 3 minutes. Here's the Hobbs Lady Eagles basketball, Eagle 100.5 and YouTube.com.
You're clear. 2 minutes. One minute. $30. $15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Tasker Arena. 56-39, your final score. The Lady Eagles win district outright and sweep through the tournament as well. And, the all-district teams being named. Brent Hargrove is out there as well as Abby Dugan from Carlsbad so far, Ty. And I tell you what, we're sure to hear Nia Joseph's name shortly.
Oh, yeah, you're going to hear a big eruption from the crowds in just a second or two. She finished up with 17 points and 19 rebounds tonight, so definitely a big game for Nia Joseph, getting the 20th win of the season for the Lady Eagles, 20-7, and if you want to add another district win, that's 7-0 against their foes at this point. Let's get the points real quickly for Carlsbad. Alexa Dugan, who did make the district squad, had 14 points, perfect on the line, 3 for 3, and also 1 rebound in the ball game. Kylie Estrada finishing with 9. She was second leading scorer, perfect on the charity stripe, 6 for 6, and had a tray in the contest. 4 apiece for Abby Duggan, had 3 rebounds, and Morgan Boatwright, a quiet game for her, 4 points, 2 for 3 on the line, and 6 rebounds. Alyssa Bernal hit a 3-pointer for 3 total. Mariana Sepulveda had 5 points on 1 tray, 2 rebounds, and so they finished up with a total of 6 scores in the game. They were 13 of 18 from the line, where the Cavegirls 72% from the charity stripe, hit 4 3-pointers. Had 16 turnovers, and that's pretty much what ended up for their numbers in this ball game. Looking at your Hobbs Lady Eagles, we just mentioned the points for Nia Joseph, 17 points and 19 rebounds, and she definitely will be on the number 1 team here for the district. They'll be announcing right now. Looks like she's getting the MVP award, Coach.
And I think it's well-deserved. She's the most dominant player in the district, and every game nobody's been able to stop her. She's absolutely been just amazing and just unstoppable down low.
Brett Clay, of course, also on the district team. She got 14 points tonight, 2 for 2 on the line, had a couple of trays, and 6 3-pointers, or 6 rebounds in the ball game as well. So a big game for those two girls, Joseph and Clay, combined for 31 of the Lady Eagles' 56 points. A lot of girls with 6 in the game, and Erilyn Hall hit 2 trays in the third quarter. Carolina Sias hit 2 trays in the fourth quarter, so they get 2 apiece. 2 boards for Hall and 1 for Sias. Brent Hargrove with 4 points and 6 rebounds. Kendall Cunningham finished up with 6. She was 4 for 5 from the charity stripe and had 4 rebounds. Jayla David coming off the bench for a tray for 3 points. And so the Lady Eagles finish with the 7 scores in the game. 8 3-pointers put down for Hobbs here at Tasker Arena tonight. They were 8 of 12 from the line for 66%. Turnovers, they had 12, which was 4 less than Carlsbad. And get these numbers, Coach. 40 to 15 on the rebounds tonight, 25 more than Carlsbad.
Yeah, and I think that's been I would say the biggest factor in this game is that we didn't rebound to get well against them the previous games. We may not have shot as well as we have in the past, but we've certainly made up for it by scrapping for the ball and putting that back up. A lot of Joseph's points were basically second chance points that she went up and kissed the glass on.
Well, with the big win here, you still think that probably Hobbs will stay with that number 3 seed. As Farmington at number 2 beat them earlier this season, and they have a 25-2 record. Hobbs now at 20-7, so we'll have to wait and see. Farmington does play La Cueva tonight. They lost to La Cueva by 2 recently, 51-49. La Cueva's currently number 4. Also lost to Piedra Vista from their same town of Farmington, 53-47, the number 14 ranked team. So win or lose, they'll still think they're going to probably hold on that number 2 spot just due to head-to-head.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much locked into the number 3. We'll get to host 2 games before heading up to Albuquerque.
Should mention, though, any team that's going to play the Lady Eagles, more than likely 12 through 17 has a lot of traveling to do. Cleveland, Albuquerque High, Piedra Vista, El Dorado, Santa Fe, Rio Rancho. A minimum 4-hour drive and a lot more for Farmington if they have to come down. Not Farmington, but Piedra Vista from Farmington. So all those schools at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours on the road to come here next week.
Yeah, and that's never good to travel that far and then have to play a game, and especially against a team that's ranked higher than you and you're the underdog. That's a very difficult road to hoe.
Looks like we got some boys teams stepping out. Carlsbad warming up first. Hobbs not quite on the court as they get the fans moved around here. Of course, Hobbs boys will be on the radio and on internet here in just a few minutes. We're going to go to Cool 95.7 for boys action, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube on the Hobbs Sports page. And you and I will be back on that one, Coach.
Yes, we will. And we're going to take a short break here to get all of our equipment reset for the new station and everything in. And we're going to bring in the second of this exciting doubleheader.
56-39 the final. Lady Eagles go to 20-7 on the season.
Yep, and it's well earned. They come a long way this year and seen a lot of improvement on them. It's going to be exciting seeing them in the playoffs.
And that will be next Friday night. They do not allow double headers. It'll be girls on Friday for the first round and boys on Saturday. And what we're looking at so far with the seeds that Hobbs is going to get, looks like going to be 2 weeks of home games for both teams.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It'll be nice to see a good Tasker Arena crowd in here and support those girls. And for Ty Friend, this is Brian Coltrane for you back at the station. We appreciate you. We're going to switch over to the boys game now. Stick with us on Cool 95.7 for good night.
You're clear.
All right, we're going to go ahead and hang up, and then we'll switch over to Cool.
Okay, Tiff's waiting for you.
Tiff, do you got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. So let's see, there's 19 on the clock. So we will go, let's do it in 10 minutes. Let's look at a 7:08 intro.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Tiff.
You're welcome. I got the intro hitting at the 8. It's about a minute long, so you're going to go at the 9.
Can you say again? I can barely hear you, please.
I got the intro going at the 8, and it's about a minute long, so you'll be hitting it at the 9.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Three minutes till intro. 2 minutes till intro. A minute till intro. $20 till intro. Starting intro now. $30 till go.
Tim.
$15. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Tasker Arena. Time for Hobbs Eagle basketball. Live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Ty Friend along with Coach Brian Coltrane as Eagles play for the District Tournament Championship with Carlsbad. And Coach, packed house tonight. We just had a big win for the Hobbs Lady Eagles as they move on to the first round of the state tournament. 56-39 final as they get the victory over the Carlsbad Cavegirls. So both blue teams in the house tonight at Tasker. And Hobbs already with a great record this season. They're moving up in the polls up to number 4. They've already got the regular season under their belt, so they got an automatic bid to the next round, which will be 2 home games the next 2 weeks, by the way. But very important, I think they still want to make an impression by winning here in this tournament championship.
And you want to make a big impression as possible so you can get the highest seed that you can. And you want that home court advantage. As long as you can hold on to it, it's very important in this district, in this state tournament to get 2 home games because it almost assures you a trip to Albuquerque.
Of course, the Eagles did get the win. Carlsbad both times, only won by 5 the first time on the road, but came back big here at Tasker, 70-56, winning by 14. Breakout game for Jesus Ramos. He hasn't been starting the last couple of weeks, but he did get a chance to get in this game. 29 points, 5 3-pointers, and 5 rebounds. He was hitting from all over the perimeter.
And that's what you call a smoking night, man. He was hot. He was on fire. Let's hope he can do that again tonight.
Aaron Mora had a double-double, 16 points and 14 rebounds. Definitely a big kid underneath that's going to help you on the glass. And Jalen Gore didn't have a big number of production, but still got double digits with 10 points. Hobbs shooting pretty well for the free throw line, too. They're usually in about this low 60s, but that game, 75% to pick up the W.
And it's really big in close games like that. Free throws become so important, and it's nice to see that the team can step up.
And even in the loss, Carlsbad managed 2 double-digit scores. Damian Perez had 14 points, a couple of trays. Tylen Gonzalez finished with 13, and Ismael Chavez with 9. So 27 of the points coming from Perez and Gonzalez. The Cavemen had 7 rebounds from Evan Campos, who did not start against the Eagles in that game, but he is starting tonight. So I guess Coach Zimmer wants to see what he can do at Tasker. They were 7 of 13 from the line for 53%. Actually, Carlsbad's kept under double digits on turnovers, only had 9. Hobbs had more with 14, but still got the win. But the Eagles really dominating the glass 35-19.
Yeah, it's real big to get up there on that glass, especially against a big team like Carlsbad. And, Carlsbad shuffle his lineup. Hobbs is going to have to shuffle their lineup, too. They're going to be missing Michael Mackey tonight. He is a medical scratch. He's over there on crutches, and they're going to miss him. Defensive play and his passing are critical. Tyler Box is going to step into that role tonight.
And he's one of those transition artists. He's the type of guy that's going to get down the court, waiting for the layup at the other end. In that last game against Carlsbad, the Eagles outscored the Cavemen 33-29 in the first half, although Carlsbad outscored them 19-16 in the second quarter. But the second half, plus 10 margin for Hobbs, 37-27 to get the victory. So definitely got the things going pretty well for them for that win. Of course, a big scoring, too, as you mentioned, from Ramos, hitting those 5 trays. Really got the crowd fired up to 6 men.
And you know what? The 6 man is going to be critical tonight. You can see these stands steadily filling right here, and it's going to be a big, raucous crowd tonight from both sides. I think they're going to be loud. They're going to be boisterous. They're going to be in everybody's faces, and it's going to be a rocking gym here at Tasker.
Eagles at 24-2 on the season. The Cavemen at 21-5. Hobbs was 6-0 in district, and of course 2 losses for Carlsbad, losing both times to the Eagles. Hobbs coach currently 4th in the Max Preps poll. They're behind Volcano Vista, who's undefeated, 24-0. Las Cruces 27-0 is at number 2, and La Cueva at 21-3. With 2 undefeated teams in those top spots, I don't think they're going to move in the seedings. Do you think Hobbs has a chance to move up to number 3 with La Cueva right above them at 21-3?
Without a doubt, I think Hobbs is the number 3 team in the state. Their only 2 losses are to a Texas team in Permian who just won a trip to regionals and a big upset win over a top 10 Texas team. And then you got the Las Cruces Bulldogs, who are undefeated on the year and have all the talent in the world. And they played that one close into the fourth quarter. No doubt in my mind that they are the number 2 seed, or number 3 seed.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that. They got the national anthem here. We'll come back from a break. 90 seconds. We're back live with Hobbs Eagle Hoops District Tournament Championship on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. $30. $15. $5, 3, 2, 1, go.
We're back at Tasker Inn after the anthem, the Hobbs Eagle fight song, as the Eagles get ready to take on Carlsbad for a district tournament championship game live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Myself, Ty Friend, Brian Coltrane on the action tonight. We mentioned right before the break, Eagles the number 4 seed. They're taking on Carlsbad, the number 8 seed at 22-5, Coach, 4-2 in the district. How important is this game to them to hold on to maybe a first-round home game next week?
Yeah, I think this is for all the marbles for them. They know that the traveling is very difficult in this state because you always end up having to go someplace a long way away when it comes to the playoffs. Carlsbad's going to bring everything they've got, and they've been fairly close in both games. Neither game was really truly a full blowout. They actually stayed in with them most of the time. So Carlsbad's going to try to come up with some sort of secret plan here to make it work for them.
Cavemen did beat Clovis Thursday in the semifinals of the tournament, 51-41 in that ball game. Boy, a big game for Tyan Gonzalez. He had 21 points in that contest. No three-pointers either. I mean, that's all the hard stuff, and was on the line 5 times. He went 3 for 5 from the stripe. McWright, another one of their players, 10 points in that game on 5 buckets. And R.J. Amos finished with 9, so 2 in double digits. Also, Perez had 8 points, so he definitely can shoot the ball when he gets a chance to do it. They only had 4 out of 6 free throws. Not a lot of free throw shooting, but Clovis is tending to keep people low on the numbers in terms of scoring, though.
Yeah, they do. They try to slow it down and try to use that height to an advantage. They want to use their size. And, of course, Hobbs is going to try to use that speed to make them come up and down the court, wear out those big men, and make it where they've got to break the press. So we got a contrast of styles here, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Starting lineup for the Cavemen, Evan Campos. He did not start the last time they played the win here at Task Arena. He is averaging 6.5 points a game against the Eagles in the 2 prior contests in the district schedule. Devin McWright also starting tonight. He is averaging 6 points against the Eagles, but he had 12 in the first game, none in that second game last week, so he definitely has to step up his game. R.J. Amos, a starter. He's averaging 5 points a game. He's had 5 in both contests and 2 3-pointers so far. Damian Perez, one of their tallest kids out on the court at 6'1". He starts with an average of 16.5 points a game, 3 3-pointers against the Eagles, 19 at home, 14 against Hobbs here at Tasker Arena. Last but not least, Tyan Gonzalez. He is 6'7", the biggest player for the Cavemen. He had those big numbers against Clovis on Thursday, but he's averaging only 8 points against the Eagles. That's mostly because of his 13 in game number 2. He's going to be one of the big kids they're going to have to watch out for, but we'll see if they can neutralize him here at Tasker Arena. So any thoughts about the Cavemen?
I think that when you look at the Cavemen, it's going to be their shooting that's critical in this game. You know what they can rebound. You know what they can, basically post you up. Their three-point shooting is going to be critical. If they're going to stay in this game with us, they're going to have to hit a few. And, of course, we're going to try to wear those legs out, make it a bit harder for them to do.
Hobbs Eagles starters Jesus Ramos. He'll be getting a game here after the big production that he had against Carlsbad last week. Definitely shooting those 5 trays. He's averaging 10.4 a game. He's up to 19 trays on the season as well. Jalen Gore, the streak three-point shooter, he has 76 three-pointers this season, averaging 19.8 a game. First in assists at 3.5, and first in steals at 2.3. The offensive and defensive connection for the Eagles. Tyler Box getting a start tonight because of Mackey's injury. He's averaging 5 points a game. Katre Morgan, he's averaging 6.8 as a starter and second in rebounds at 5.6. Last but not least, Aaron Mora, 19.5 points a game. The leader, actually just a little bit behind, I should say, Gore by 0.2. And 10 rebounds leads the team for the Eagles. Hobbs shooting 46% from the field, three-point range at 32%. Those numbers are coming up, and 65 from the line. Hobbs wearing white uniforms, black numbers, and blue and white for the Carlsbad Cavemen. Coach, exciting game here for the district tournament championship.
It is. The crowd's already on its feet, and I think we're pretty close to a sellout, and it's going to be wonderful, wonderful environment for basketball tonight.
Aaron Mora going up against Damian Perez. Hobbs going left to right on the radio dial. If you're watching on YouTube, the tip into the backcourt to the Eagles, Jesus Ramos. Comes across to Tomlin, a pass to Gore. He wants to see a little rotation on that far left sideline, guarded by Amos. Uses up the dribble, returns back to the top of the arc. In the hands of Ramos to the right wing. Slings it to Morgan on the high post right, back out to Ramos up top to Gore. Drives the lane, stops and shot from the free throw. It gets blocked, and turn around on the spin on the rebound at the free throw line is Gonzalez. Outlet to the near side to Perez. He's a big kid that can dribble the basketball quite well. One hands it to the left wing to McWright. Top of the circle off a screen. Kick it left side to Campos. Down low left block to Gonzalez. Spins left, throws up a shot. Off the side of the iron, no good, but a foul on the body by Mora. He'll get 2 free throws out of this one.
Yeah, that's a very quick foul. I think they're trying to establish very early, but they're going to keep this game tight, and the crowd don't like that.
So that's the big kid on the line, Tyan Gonzalez. Against the Eagles in the 2 games prior, he shot 2 for 4 for 50%, and he makes his first one there, averaging 8 points a ball game as they get the first lead 1-0. He'll get 1 more free throw.
Depth is going to be an issue tonight if they're going to be calling it this close.
Second shot is up and good for Gonzalez, now 2-0. Quickly, here comes Jalen Gore into the front court. Stepping out on defense near the time stripe is Devin McWright. Crossover for Gore on the near sideline. Looking for help on the pivot, throws it back deep to Morgan at the timeline. He comes around the left side with a pass to box corner. Tamora on the free throw line, turns and fires up a shot. He's rejected, but they're going to call the big kid on the foul, Gonzalez. So tit for tat both ends. The centers are going to get the fouls. First on Gonzalez, first on the Cavemen. And now Mora's going to step up for a free throw opportunities. He comes into the game on the line at 62%. The Eagles at 65 as a team.
And the blue side didn't like that. You hear their crowd booing. So I think the referees established that they're not going to allow a lot of contact.
First shot for Mora is up, and a swish for him. First point of the ball game for the Eagles. In terms of free throw shooting against Carlsbad so far in 2 games in the district schedule, Mora on the charity stripe has gone 2 for 4. 0 for 4. I read that wrong. Off the back of the rim on the second one, no good, and pulled down at the free throw line for the Cavemen on the boards. Evan Campos gets the pass over left and gets it back, sends it down the right corner and bobbling it. Almost lost out of bounds. Not going to stay. He did step on that sideline trying to get the ball back. Was R.J. Amos. Had some pressure in that corner, too, right side.
There's that first turnover that you want to get. Starts up poison right there on him.
Here comes Jalen Gore. Throws it across the time stripe to Ramos right wing. Tamora at the free throw line right side. Kick right to Box. Box returns to Ramos to the timeline to Gore on the far left wing. Stop and go dribble. Fade it down low to Mora. Comes up underneath the hoop, left to right, and throws it up off the side of the iron and puts it through for 2. Mora with all 3 of the Hobbs Eagle points. It's 3-2 early here in the first.
Nice slap gas there for Mora. Another touch foul right there. They're calling this really tight.
Inbound to the far sideline to Campos, and trying to get a piece of it was Ramos. Like you said, a quick whistle. Didn't even get a chance to get the kids' names out there, and that'll be the first on Ramos. And the second on the Eagles. How does it affect the Eagle defense at this point, Coach?
I think you got to make the adjustment. You got to tell the guys, get your hands off them. They're calling everything. And I'm sure that they're going to loosen up as they go further on in the game, and you can start tightening up your defense, but you got to wait for that to occur.
Tyler Box got a deflection on the inbound, knocked out on the baseline again. So rebound for Campos to re-put it in as he gets it into his big kid Perez. Dribbling through his legs against Box, beats him across the timeline and puts on the brakes, top of the circle. Going to slow it down to set up the offense. Stop and go. Unloads to the left wing to McWright. Drives the left corner. Dribbles through his legs against the defense of Catre Morgan. Handoff on the near sideline from the student section to Perez. One hands it back behind him to McWright. He falls to the floor. The Eagles going to strip it on a double team. McWright's hurt. Pass up ahead to Mora with the reverse layup left and scores on the foul. Mora's on fire. He's got 5. McWright is limping now after he got stripped by 2 Eagle defenders, including Box. A chance for that 3-point play now.
That was a nice job by Mora on the finish there to switch to that left hand, draw the contact on the right side, and then just spin it into the hoop.
Called on R.J. Amos, his second team foul against the blue squad, and now Mora, 1 of 2 on the line, has 5 points, and Coach Summers got to make some decisions on who's he going to bring in as the injured McWright will leave. They'll bring on the court Zach Barnes, the point guard.
Yeah, and that could actually really hurt Carlsbad, have to go to the bench this early, especially with fouls going to be a factor.
Free throw is up, and it's off the back of the rim for Mora. On the free throw line to get the rebound is Gonzalez, his second. Outlet back deep. Stop and go now for Perez. Taking on Box. Spins into the front court. Comes down the lane. Carried the ball big. No call. Outlet to the left wing to Campos. He gets stripped by Ramos. Second turnover. He'll go down the lane. Gets ripped hard from behind, and taking both of his arms off was Evan Campos. So not only does he give a turnover up, and then goes fouls the Hobbs Eagle.
And some of the coaching staff from Carlsbad better watch out. One of the coaches at the end of the bench jumped up, making a walking sign right in the referee's face, and they were about to give a technical when he just wisely shut his trap.
So Ramos will get a chance for free throws here. 70% from the line this season and puts the first one down. First point for Ramos. Score now 6-2. Eagles' biggest lead is 4. He'll get 1 more.
And Coach Zum is in the ear of the referee as well.
Ramos averaging big points for the Eagles, 21 against Carlsbad, 13 in game 1, 29 in game 2. Second shot up and good for Ramos, 2 for 2 on the line. And Hobbs up 7-2, their biggest lead of 5. Long half-court pass gets by one player, but picked up by Gonzalez on the far sideline front court. He's looking for help, though, and Perez comes over to him on the right side. Spin move against Box, top of the circle. NBA 3, fade away, hits the bottom of the backboard, and underneath the hoop is Mora for his first board. Outlet to Jalen Gore across the time stripe. Stop and go. Coming out on D is R.J. Amos. To the left wing. Looking for somebody to post up. Decides to return it back deep to Ramos at the timeline. Comes around the right circle. Stop and go against Barnes. Spots up an 18-footer off the side of the right rim. Tipped up in the air by Moore. Brings it down to the right block. His second board. Up top to Ramos. Gets through 2 defenders. 3. Leads and shoots from the right best line. And looks like it rolls out. No good. He had 3 defenders coming at him that time and somehow got through all 3 of them and got the foul on Campos.
Yeah, Campos trying to go up there with him. Didn't have position. Ended up getting into his shoulder. Good job by Ramos getting the shot up on the rim, just didn't fall.
That's his second foul on Campos already. 4 total on the Cavemen. Another free throw opportunity for Ramos. This one bricks a little bit, but it kind of rolls over the lip and goes through. He's 3 for 3 on the line, and I think that's going to be a devastation for Carlsbad if he continues to penetrate and get all these fouls racking up.
That's 4 fouls, and we're not even 3 minutes into the game yet.
Hobbs gets subs on the court. Ethan Van Landingham seeing his first action along with Ronnie Ross. If you're just joining us, Mr. Mackey, Michael Mackey, is out on crutches tonight and did not start. Hopefully he's going to get recovered quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to find out what the injury status on him is.
Second free throw off the front of the rim, no good. Ball loose underneath and pulled down by Gonzalez, his third. And gives it behind to Perez, and official stops action and points toward the Carlsbad bench. Did he get a timeout, or is he just trying to address a question by Coach Zumbra?
Yeah, it's a timeout, 30 seconds.
Crowd was kind of reacting to that. I want to know what the call was there. Was the timeout? 5:13 remaining here in the first quarter. Hobbs up by 6, 8-2 over Carlsbad. District Tournament Championship live in the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back in 30.
You're clear. $15. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back, 5:13 on the clock. It's 8-2 Eagles. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
Opening quarter of the District Tournament Championship at Tasker. The inbound to half court brought down by Amos. Comes in the front side, fumbled the ball off his knee through his legs. He's having trouble keeping a hold of it as Gore stays with him. Back to the timeline. One hands it off to the right wing to Campos. Dumps it down to the right block to Gonzalez. Spins, throws up a shot, and goes over the top of Moore and scores. Gonzalez now with 4 points, 8-4, doubling up. Eagles still on top of Carlsbad, though. Gore in the front court, 4:50 left first quarter. He's guarded again by Amos. Stop and go, drives left base. Pass back to the left elbow to Ross. He goes to the rack, throws up a double clutch off the side of the iron. No good left side. Rebounded again by Gonzalez on the right block. His 4th rebound. Outlet to Perez near side. Returns far sideline to Chavez. He'll come across the timeline against Ramos. Stop and go to the near side. He's going to come back around the right perimeter. Ball stripped for a second. Picks it back up. Throws up a 3 from the right side. In and out on the tray. No good. Ross underneath the hoop for the rebound. His first. Dribbles into the front court. Finds Van Landingham on the left wing. Returns back deep to Gore at the time strike. Van Landingham's going to come over to the right side. Gets the ball from Gore to Moore on the right elbow. Up top to Gore for an NBA 3 off the back of the rim. And there's Gonzalez again. Nobody blocking him out for his 5th board underneath the hoop. Gives it off to Perez against Van Landingham at the time stripe. Stop and go. Unloads to the left corner. Taking a few dribbles up the near sideline is Barnes. Lost the ball. They're going to say Van Landingham tried to reach, and they got the foul.
Yeah, Van Landingham tried to slap it away there. Actually did so. Got a bit of the arm on that one.
He's trying to argue with the official that Barnes shoved him off first, but the official going to go with the first call there. 8-4 Hobbs by 4. 3:58 left first quarter. Inbounding left sideline Barnes. Gets it down left corner to Gonzalez. Keeps it to Perez on the left wing. Throws it down the lane to Chavez. Backdoor and laying it up is Gonzalez. He's on a tear right now. 6 points for him off the glass. That one. 8-6 Hobbs by 2. Here comes Jalen Gore in the front court. 2-3 extended zone for Carlsbad. Up to the left wing. Thought about a 3, decided against it. Back to Van Landingham at the timeline. Dribbles around the right perimeter. To Moore on the right side of the free throw. Bad pass to the near sideline. Picked off by Perez for turnover number 1. Perez will throw it across right wing. Barnes will fire up a 3, a deep one. Nobody guarding him that time as he sails it through the hole. Actually, that was Amos for his first bucket of the ball game.
They're going to say he stepped on the line. They only gave him 2 there.
8-8 your score. We're tied up in the first. Pass to Ross, left elbow. Shot on the way on the J out the back of the rim. Guess who underneath for Gonzalez again for the Cavemen, his 6th board. Outlet to the near side. Chavez, stop and go. Throws it across the timeline, far right to Perez in the front court against Ramos. Crossover move, spots up a 3, top of the circle, fade away off the back of the rim. Gonzalez goes over the back, no call. His 7th rebound in the paint, lays up on the right side of the rim and scores, and a chance for a 3-point play, a body up by Mora.
And then that is going to be Mora's 2nd foul here. That's going to be critical against these Eagles.
14th foul against Hobbs, as you mentioned, and 8 points now for Gonzalez. He's got 7 rebounds, Coach. Nobody blocking him out on the defensive or on the offensive glass for Hobbs.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to get in there sometimes on misses to block people out, but on the defensive end, there's no excuses for that. You have position when you start.
Coach, we got to say, though, fouls are even at 4-4.
Yeah, And they're calling it very tight, so depth is going to become a huge issue in this game.
In and out on the free throw, pulled down by Ross underneath. That's his second board. Throws it across the timeline. Gorth, an NBA three, top of the circle off the back of the rim. We got a rebound foul underneath. Pulling it down was Zach Barnes. See, we're going to call this one against. I think the whistle was right before the rebound, but they get the foul.
It's going to go against Chavez.
That's going to be his first and the 15th foul against the blue and white.
Yeah, he kind of shoved him off underneath trying to keep position.
Van Landingham on the right baseline gets it into Gore left corner off the stack. Little shake and bake, fires up an 18-footer, fadeaway left corner. He wanted a foul. It's an air ball. Not going to get the foul call. Rebound left blocked by Gossett, who just came in. Outlet to Perez, far sideline. Taking on Jalen Gore in the backcourt. Now across the timeline behind the back. One hands it to the left wing to Barnes. Dump it down left corner to Chavez. To the left blocks. Fading is Gossett. Kicks it up top. Thinking about a three as Barnes decided against it. Swings it right side to Perez with 2:20 left here in the first. Eagles down by 2, their first deficit. Pass up top to Gossett, swings it left side to Barnes, to the timeline. One-handed over to left wing to Chavez, and we got a foul underneath. Ethan Van Landingham is applauding. He likes the call. They call the push by the Cavemen, Garen Gossett.
Yeah, Gossett grabbed him with two hands and tried to shove him out of the way to get position. Referee, she wisely saw that and called the play.
Eagles just one away from the bonus, 6-4 foul count as Ross will take a seat as Ramos returns. He was out for just barely about 60 seconds. Box back on the court as well. Here comes Jalen Gore into the front court off the dribble. Comes around the left circle, trying to get somebody posted up. Throws it back deep to Van Landingham. Comes around the right side of the arc. Down to box right corner, baseline. Uses up his dribble. Gets his pass deflected back to Van Landingham out of bounds. Good hands in the passing lane by Perez on the near sideline.
And you know, every foul call that's been against Carlsbad, Coach Zum has been in a referee's ear.
Of course, the former Hobbs Lady Eagles assistant before he took over the girls' job at Carlsbad. Now the boys' head. To Gore at the left elbow. Fires up a shot on the run off the back of the rim. Loose in the paint. Pulled down by Chavez, his first board for the Cavemen. Double team against him in the paint. Morgan and Ramos. He fades back to the baseline, and the Eagles wanted to say he stepped on the line, but the referee calls it a travel, and that'll be the fourth turnover for the Cavemen.
Another opportunity for the Eagles. They need to get the offense started. It's been a while since we put some points on the board.
Van Landingham inbounds left wing to Ramos. Kind of gets low with the basketball and puts it out to Gore right behind him on that far left sideline. Puts it up top to Van Landingham with 140. Around the right circle, finds Box in the corner, gets some tough pressure put on him by Chavez. Drives the baseline, falls forward, goes up a shot. They're going to call the charge, though. Setting up on that block, waiting for it was Garen Gossett on the left side for the charge.
And both teams are going to push themselves into the bonus very early. We're in the first quarter, and we're going to be shooting free throws pretty soon.
I'll go down as a turnover, second for the Eagles. 5 team fouls now, 10-8 Carlsbad by 2. That's been their biggest lead. 5-point lead for Hobbs earlier. Into the front court on the stop and go is Chavez, sliding off right to left. Now zigzags back to the right, unloads the ball over to Barnes. Dumps it back to Chavez in the right corner, and throws a high helium pass up top to Gossett. Came down with it, kicks it back right, almost stolen by Box. Chavez picks it up on a double team now, pivoting against Morgan. Looking for help. Touch pass the right wing to Barnes. Drives the lane, kicks it back up top to reset to Chavez. A little bit stop and go here for Carlsbad. Screen up top applied by Gossett. Doesn't use it. Instead finds Ramos on the right wing. In the lane to the right block to Gossett. Bad pass towards the timeline. It's going to go out in the backcourt. Rolls out of bounds for the turnover. Eagles did not touch that one.
Yeah, Eagles defense there did a great job. Carlsbad just on their heels the whole time passing. Couldn't quite find anything against that Eagles defense.
5 turnovers for Carlsbad, just 2 for the Eagles. Inbound to Jalen Gore, down by 2 with 50 seconds left. As he looks back to the backcourt, Coach Reed's about 10 steps out of the court to give him a play call. To Van Landingham on the right wing. Over to Ross on the right elbow. Up top to Gore for 3 off the back of the rim. Ball loose and knocked out hard. Looked like Carlsbad touched it. Ramos kind of backed away in the paint. And it looked like slamming it hard over the top was Gossett. It goes out on the far sideline. Now the referee's got a conference on that one.
Yeah, the referee come over there. She's trying to make the correction. He told her, hey, this is my call. And so
now they're
getting
win the argument. Oh, they're changing it. They're getting back together. And the one official must not have heard him right. And they go ahead and change it back to the Eagles. So Hobbs basketball on that far sideline. And it'll be Van Landingham to inbound. The Eagle fans, of course, nod their approval and shout their approval on that reversal. Substitution for the Cavemen coming in. Samuel Gee getting his first action. And Hobbs will have it now on that left side of the court. Inbound to Jalen Gore with 40 seconds. Eagles down by 2 here in the first quarter. Unloads to Box on the near side. Trying to move the zone down to Morgan right corner. Returns to Box. Cross court left to Jalen Gore. Almost got it stolen. Drives baseline. They're going to call the hold on that far sideline as they get a piece of Jalen Gore. Does Samuel Gee. He just got off the bench. First foul on him. 17th foul, Coach. 1-1.
Yep. 7 fouls right there. Just like we said, we're going to be shooting free throws in the first quarter. And we're on pace that we're going to be a bunch of people fouling out by the time we get to the end of this game.
Jalen Gore shooting 80% this season, not yet in the scorebook. In the series, the 2 games prior, he is 8 for 8 on the line. Perfect. Now making 9 for 9 as he nails the first one there for his first point.
Yeah, we got a chance on this second one to tie things back up.
Of course, he's had 6 3-pointers against the Cavemen in the 2 games prior, and 4 of those came in game 1. Second shot, a swish for Gore. He's 2 for 2. And we're tied back at 10-10 now. 32 seconds left, opening quarter. Inbound deep left corner to Perez. Going to go on against Van Landingham, with a defensive specialist for the Eagles. And he's going to ride right with them. Boy, they call a little touch foul on the hip that time. And, boy, like you said, Coach, we got a lot of fouls racking up for both teams.
And, I think, we're a little deeper. I think this might really work for us. But, gosh, I hate to see a game called this tight.
At the half court to inbound for the Cavemen is Devin McWright, back deep to Perez. Lost it for a second, retains it, now into the front court. Gets a man open wide, left corner pass to Gee, a 3-pointer air ball. Late call by the official as the shooter goes towards the Hobbs Eagles section here. Student section is, I think, a little bit of a late body call there on Jesus Ramos to pick up his second 17th foul. And that's one thing I know. They brought Albuquerque officials in here, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. They want to get them a taste of some of the different referee calls up in the north, which is a little bit more slow down versus what the Hobbs Eagles down here do, like to run it up and down.
Yeah, and I don't think these refs like to run that much because they're making the game stop every time they call these fouls.
So Gee will get those three throws, as that was a 3-shot foul. First one in and out for him. He'll get 2 more. Eagles were rebounding like that was the only shot, but he's going to get a couple more there. Samaje Williams will be out here now as a sub for the Hobbs Eagles. Second shot is up and swish for Gee. He's 1 for 2 now, and 11-10 to get the lead back for the Cavemen. That's their second lead of the ball game. They were up by 2 earlier.
Coach Reeves is trying to manage this team right now, manage those fouls. Ramos goes to the bench.
Notice the big kid's been off for a while. Tyan Gonzalez. Second shot is up and good for Gee. He went 2 for 3 from the line. 12-10. Up by 2, the Cavemen. 17 seconds left in the quarter, first quarter. Jalen Gore stop and go. One hand bounce pass to the left wing to Samaje. Returns back to Jalen at the time stripe. Drives the lane. Down to the right corner to Ross for an open tray on the way. Off the back of the iron, high in the air. Rebound pulled down in the left block by Daquan Moore. His first rebound. Throws a half-court shot. The buzzer. It's at the bottom of the net, but it did not go in the cylinder, thankfully, for the Eagles. But at the end of one, Carlsbad leading over Hobbs, 12-10. District Tournament Championship live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Back in 60.
You're clear. $30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Back live at Task Arena, District Tournament Championship live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Ty Bryn, Coach Brian Coltrane. Eagles down by 2, 12-10. In that first quarter, 5 points for Aaron Moore on 2 rebounds, 4 for Jesus Ramos, 3 of 4 on the line, and 2 for Jalen Gore. For Carlsbad, 8 for Tyan Gonzalez with 7 rebounds, 2 apiece for Amos and Gee. Carlsbad basketball on the left wing, and the inbound to McWright. Stolen by Ramos on the near sideline. Turner number 6. He'll go to the rack right. He gets shoved from behind. They call the foul. We'll see if that's going to be a shooting foul or not. Devin McWright will pick up his first 18th foul, and Carlsbad not learning their lesson.
And she's going to say this was on the floor, 1-1, but I'm not certain that there was enough contact there that it wasn't something else, because he was really into him and he wasn't going for the ball.
Ramos 3 for 4 from the line. First free throw's up, and it's a swish. 5 points. And actually, they could call that a breakaway foul because there were defenders in that zone, so they couldn't get him on that one. That would have been an automatic 2-shot foul. Coach, any concerns so far? Hobbs down in the rebounding 12-4 to Carlsbad.
I think that's a big concern, and also right now, our shooting from the outside has not been really accurate.
Free throw good for Ramos. He's got 6 points and currently at 5 of 6 from the line. We're 12-12 once again. Half-court inbound for Carlsbad. It's ricochet picked up by McWright, he goes to the rack, throws it down to the right block. The last second, Gonzalez wide open for a little 5-footer on the right side of the rim. He's got 10 points, 14-12 Carlsbad. Into the front court comes Jalen Gore, finds Box in the right corner, returns to Gore. Trying to move the zone, the 2-3. Sends it back to Ramos on the left wing. NBA 3 in motion, in and out, no good. Nobody underneath for the rebound except Carlsbad, and that's Damian Perez, his first board. Dribbles into the front court, stops in the left wing, kicks it up top to Campos, gets it back, does Perez. He finds Amos on the right wing, down low to Gonzalez on the right block. One hands it back deep the top of the arc to Perez. Back even deeper to Amos for a 3, NBA distance, an air ball. Now the Hobbs Eagle crowd is going to react to that one with those air ball calls.
NBA distance maybe where his feet was. The ball didn't go NBA distance.
14-12, Hobbs down by 2 with 7:05 left, second quarter. Jalen Gore in the front court, picked up on the zone. On that left side by Amos. Throws it into Morgan, high post left to Box left side, fakes a 3, drives baseline, spins, returns to Morgan on the left side of the line, throws up a shot rejected by Perez, gets it back. Alley-oop backdoor to Mora, goes down with it, comes back up, misses the shot, but tipped up and in by Morgan off the right glass. Great return there for Morgan, 2 points and a rebound.
He went to work over there, got up and down jumping.
14-14, a pass down deep to the left corner, but taking a step before the dribble for the Cavemen was McWright for his turnover there. 7 turnovers compared to 2 for the Eagles. That's starting to hurt Cavemen now.
And, you know, I love the look on his face. He walks, and he didn't know what he did. Took about 4 steps shuffling his feet there. He still threw his hands up wondering what he did. 2
touchdowns apiece for these squads, 14 all. Jalen Gore in the front court. Up top to Ramos. Comes around the right side by himself, and Box is going to come to the corner. Pass to Moore on the right side of the free throw line. Returns to Ramos right side. Back deep to Gore. Comes around the left circle. Puts on the brakes, fires up a 10-footer off the side of the iron, no good. Rebound by Gonzalez for Carlsbad on the left block, his 8th board. Outlet to the middle of the court, coming across is McWright, top of the circle. Kicks it right to Campos, NBA 3 on the way, an air ball pulled down by Ramos on the right block. Passes it up court, that was Ramos' first rebound. Finds Box, fakes it 3 on the right wing, back to left to Jalen Gore. His fadeaway 3 is in and out. No team can hit a 3. Rebound by Gonzalez in the paint. He's got 9 boards here, we're not even through the second quarter. As he gives it off to his guard, Amos. Across to Perez on the left wing, back deep to Amos, and again to Perez. Guarded closely by Ramos. One hands over to Campos on the right wing. Touch pass to the right corner to Amos for a fadeaway 3 off the side of the iron, no good. Battling for it is Moore on the left block for his 3rd rebound. And gives it over to Gore on the far side. He'll slow it down just a bit to set up the offense in the front court. Coming out to defend him is Amos. Back deep to Ramos, who had to chase it down for the Eagles. Stop and go to the right wing. 18-footer fadeaway. Rolls around the rim, and finally it swishes through. Talking about the toilet bowl action there for Ramos. He's got 8 points. 2-point Eagle lead, 16-14. In the front court, slowing it down is Perez. 5:14 remaining. Hobbs by 2. Coming back to get it left wing is McWright. Beats Ramos. Shot from the left elbow off the side of the iron, no good. Another Ramos rebound. He's really getting on the ball, Coach.
Yeah, he is, and his offense on that last series gave us the lead. We need to see a little bit more of that.
Gives it over to Jalen Gore on the left wing to slow it down. Back deep to Ramos. Comes to the right side of the circle. Spots up an NBA 3 off the back of the rim. Eagles can't find one, and a board wide open. It is Campos on the right block, his 2nd rebound. Slowing it down in the front court off the dribble. Backing out against Gore on the right wing. Dishes it down right corner to Amos. Down low to Gonzalez. Spins in the lane. Turnaround shot. No good. Bumps into the back of Moore. No call. And Coach Reeves ran out in the court yelling at the official. But Moore gets the board. His 4th.
Yeah, he wanted that over the back call on Gonzalez.
Over to Gore on the left wing. He wants to clear out, trying to get some rotation on the offense. Stop and go. Crossover. Lost it off his ankle. Picked up at the timeline on the steal by McWright. He'll go to the rack right side. Rejected by Ramos from behind. And a late whistle. Both players are almost past the baseline that time, and they finally get the whistle there. And it was a missed free throw or missed layup, but they will be free throws here for McWright.
And Coach Reeves is absolutely livid. It was a clean block against the glass. And McKnight actually said some words after that. Reeves wants the timeout, and I think he gets it.
Worst part about it was Ramos picking up his 3rd personal, 18th foul. Both teams have 8, so double will be bonus the rest of this first half, second quarter. 16-14. Somehow the Eagles have a 2-point lead. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. $15. Five, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Welcome back to Tasker. 16-14 your score. The Eagles up by 2 on the Cavemen. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
Cavemen have 10 points and 9 rebounds for Tyan Gonzalez. 1 rebound away from a double-double so far to lead the Cavemen. Hobbs with 8 points from Ramos, and he has been on the line quite a bit. He is 5 of 6 from the line. 5 for Aaron Moore with 4 rebounds. On a late free throw or late foul call, they've got a shooter for Carlsbad, and it looks like coming on the court now is Ramos, as he'll check in for – actually, they were trying to get a sub in right before the play. They're going to take out Van Lanningham. I guess he didn't get in before the buzzer, so he's going to come back to the table. And we're going to have a free throw here for Devin McWright, 1 of 2 here. First free throw's up and good, makes it 16-15 now. Carlsbad down by 1. That's the first point of the game for McWright. Carlsbad is now 5 of 7 from the charity stripe. Eagles are 8 of 10 from the line. One more shot for McWright. It's up, and it is off the back of the rim. No good. Pulled underneath by Catre Morgan, his second board. He'll take the dribble himself. The point guard now finds box wide open on the right wing. Thought about a 3, but he stumble stepped before taking it to the rack. He saw the big gap there, Coach. No defender, and didn't know if he wanted to shoot the tray or go to the hole, and unfortunately gets his feet tangled up there.
Yeah, he was way out there. He turned around ready to shoot and then realized how far out he was and decided against it.
4th turnover for the Eagles, and there's going to be a hold on the inbound. And Ethan Van Lanningham sometimes gets a little bit too tenacious. He tried to reach out and grab the ball and got an arm, I believe.
Well, here's the thing. He's on the inside. The other guy was on the backside. He touched the ball. I can't see how he gets the foul called there when he's on the ball.
Van Lanningham, 3rd personal, 9 team fouls. Ramos has 3 as well. And Ronnie Ross will be running in to check in after the first free throw. Perez on the line, yet to score in this ball game. First one's up and good for Perez. He's got 1 point. Now Perez, prior to this game, the 2 that they played in the regular district schedule, averaging 16.5 points, had 3 3-pointers, was perfect 2 for 2. He'll get 1 free throw now to take the lead possibly and makes a swish on that one. 2 for 2 on the line, 2 points, and 17-16 Carlsbad. Biggest lead has been 5 in this first half for Hobbs. They lead or trail by 1 now. Box in the front court, crossover move, top of the circle. Jumps in the air, throws it over to the left corner to Ross. Down low to Morgan, wide open, a lefty layup, misses, gets his own rebound, goes back up, a double clutch, is fouled the second time. He'll get a chance for 2 free throws. That's his 3rd rebound, and a little bit of a push shot on this first one, and then just got physical on the second one underneath that left side.
Yeah, and you know what? There's more fouls. It's all piling up on both teams. Unfortunately, that's just the first on Damian Perez.
Yeah, both teams with 9 apiece now, as that'll put Morgan on the line. Yet to shoot a free throw. Hobbs 8 of 10 from the line. Now make it 9 of 11 as Morgan puts the first one home. He's got 3 points. Catre Morgan on the season came in at 52%. As he gets a second opportunity here, he was 0 for 2 in the first 2 district games against Carlsbad. Swishes his second. So now 4 points for Morgan. 18-17. Boy, we got a barn burner going here, Coach. Seesaw affair.
Yeah, neither team's able to throw it in the ocean from outside. It's been kind of atrocious. If either team gets hot, that's going to be a game factor.
Ball comes across, past the left wing to Derek Sullivan, who's had his first action now. Almost got a travel there as he slid the pivot foot. Finds Perez on the left wing, guarded by Ross. Pass up top to Gossett. So a lot of new guys on the court now for Carlsbad, giving them a breather. Pass over the right wing to Chavez. Behind him to the right side to Barnes. Dumps it in the paint, right block, spinning is Gossett. Hook shot on the side of the backboard right, no good. Long rebound for Gore in the transition. Comes down the lane, tries to bounce it back door to Morgan, but it's stripped out of the ground there by Chavez. That'll be turnover number 5. Over to Perez in the front court, left wing, and tries to go cross court right. Has to be saved by Barnes in the backcourt, picked up by Chavez on the backcourt violation. The ball was already in the front side, so you go to the backcourt, it's going to be that call. And that'll be another turnover for Carlsbad. They're 8th. Hobbs has 5 so far.
Good perimeter pressure by the Eagles there. Forces that errant pass. Nothing Carlsbad can do but call it a turnover.
Box inbound front court, far sideline. Eagles up by 1. Nail biter so far with 3:07 left here in the second. Box will throw it in, get it back from Gore. Drives the lane. Fade away from the free throw line, gets hit from behind. Very bad decision by Devin McWright to come across the basketball and just slap at him. That's his second 10th team foul. Hobbs will have 3 minutes of double bonus action here.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just Foul Fest 2007. I think they're going to start inviting people like South by Southwest or maybe a Coachella or whatever that one is.
Box's first free throw off the front of the rim, unfortunately. He came into the game shooting 50%. And the 2-game series prior to this game had not shot a free throw, averaging 5 points, though, for the Eagles. Of course, he started with Mackey out with an injury on the crutches in this game. We got a violation before the free throw. And the official gets a little confused. He's going to talk to his partner about a whistle he blew before the shot. He looked like he counted did the ball even go in the basket?
Yeah,
it
did
counted.
go.
Okay.
It went in the basket. It absolutely went in.
But it looked like he called it on.
Whistle before he shot the ball.
Yeah, I thought he called it on Ross coming in the lane too quick. I guess the second one's good. I didn't see it go through, but 19-17, kind of weird stuff there. Eagles by 2. We'll take it. I'm not complaining about it. Into the front court, a pass for Carlsbad to McWright, left wing, slings it around the right side of the arc to Amos. Dumps it high in the air to Gonzalez. Lost the ball as Mora pulls it down underneath. That'll be another turnover, 9 for Carlsbad. Gives it off to Gore in the front court with 2:40 left in the half. Hobbs by 2. Going to slow it down. Finds Box on the right wing. DeMora, right side of the free throw line. Back door to Ross. Double clutch. Lost the ball. Shuffled the feet and the foul, or a travel underneath. Had a double team. Coach Zumbert helping the official on the baseline that time.
Yeah, he caught the ball and then took a hop and then tried to take another step and shoot.
6 turnovers for the Eagles. Perez a one-handed across the timeline, left wing to Reda. He fade away 3 out the front of the rim, no good. Loose at the free throw line, though. Pulled down by Gonzalez for his 10th rebound. He's got a double-double along with 10 points. Back to the timeline to Perez. Screen from Gonzalez. Perez will use it to the right side. High one over to left wing to McWright. Crossover move to the free throw line, down the lane, reverse layup with a scoop and a foul. Got double teamed by Gore and Ross on the left block and makes him pay coming through both of them. And a chance for a 3-point play.
And that'll be the 10th foul against the Eagles.
They'll get the foul call against Gore for his first, like you said, the 10th team foul. And boy, they're taking a little bit of time. Looked like coming off the floor a little bit hard was Devin McWright. It's had some help from his teammates and limps back to the time stripe. He went down earlier in this half as well, so it's starting to kind of add up on him. McWright has 3 points, 1 for 2 on the line.
The game of attrition physically, it looks like.
Misses the free throw. The tie stays at 19. Rebound underneath by Morgan, his 4th. I'm loving your colorful commentary about these fouls, Coach. Into the front court to Morgan, right wing. Cross court left, throws it to the Hobbs Eagle fan base over there on the far left sideline and trying to get up as high as he could as Jalen Gore. You knew that was going to be out before it even got halfway there.
Yeah, that was about 4 rows up.
7 turnovers for the Eagles, tied at 19. Perez in the front court. Jumps, throws a pass right wing to Chavez. 3 on the way and score it. First tray of the ball game for the Cavemen in the first score for Chavez, 22-19. That's their biggest lead of the first half. Into the front court comes Gore. 3-point Eagle lead or deficit as he passes to Box on the right wing. Tries a wraparound, gets it right in the leg of McWright, who takes the steal for turnover number 8. McWright in the front court, he spins. Box trying to lunge out to grab it from him from behind and calls the reach foul on Box. That'll be Box's 2nd and the 11th team foul. So we're going to be marching both ends, Coach. Double bonus both ways.
Yeah, this is just absolutely amazing. I've only seen one other game where so many fouls were called in the first half, and I don't know, man. This is going to stick in your memory.
McWright 1 for 3 on the line so far. High rainbow free throw and puts it through. He's got 4 points. Came into this game on the 2 district contests so far. 1 for 5 from the line. Wasn't doing too hot, 20%. But tonight, 2 for 4. Second shot, high one off the back of the rim. Pulled down by Mora off the miss. And Mora now with 5 rebounds. Gives it off to Gore with 1:30 left in the half. 23-19 to Hobbs, down by 4. Dumps it down low to Morgan. Goes through 2 defenders, puts it up high with 2 hands and puts it over the rim. Count it. He's got 6 points all in the second quarter.
That's the way you break down the top of a zone.
23-21, Hobbs down by 3. It's going to make it 2. Perez with a fadeaway left wing, no good. Long rebound for Box in transition, his first board. Got away with the travel as he carried back door and throws it to Gore with the layup on the left side. He got away with the travel, Coach. 4 points for Gore. Tied up at 23. Clock to 1 minute left, second quarter. In the sideline, right is Chavez. Hard dribble to the front court against Gore. Slings it left, almost stolen by Catre Morgan. McWright catches it. Sings it down to the right corner, and I think Box might have barely touched it on that far right side and knocked out of bounds, and was intended for Chavez, who was wide open in that right corner for a tray, possibly.
Yeah, Box saved us from a 3-pointer because he was way out of position. Got his paw on that thing, knocked it out of bounds. That would have been a 3 in the corner.
Deep left corner, R.J. Amos with 53 seconds left. Chucks it back to the timeline. Morgan gets a steal. Turnover number 10. Tries to reverse right. They're going to call the foul. Boy, that was an NBA type of play as a continuation. They call the foul halfway through the paint that time, and they get the little layup action there and a chance for a 3-pointer.
There you go. Hobbs takes the lead there by 2 with a free throw to boot.
That'll be the 12th, or make that the 11th foul on the Cavemen. And Morgan's on fire, Coach. 8 of his points, all 8 in the second quarter.
Yeah, he needed to step up, and he did. It's still a low-scoring game. Hobbs trying to get points any way they can.
Free throw up and good for Morgan. He's perfect, 3 for 3, and has 9 points. So definitely doing the job for the Eagles. They lead by 3, 26-23. 45 seconds left here in the second quarter of this district tournament championship. Live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Prez in the front court, taking on Morgan. Jump stop, left elbow. Kick out left wing to Sullivan. Down the left corner to Chavez, trying to post up. Big man Gonzalez on that left block. They might have called Morrow with a body foul. That's not a good sign. That could be his, third?
His third. He's going to have to go to the bench. Here comes Box.
So he'll get 3, 12 fouls on the Eagles. Box will be on that sideline, as you mentioned, as Gonzalez will take a free throw opportunity. He's 2 for 3 on the line with 10 points. And the first one in and out. He already has a double-double, 10 points and 10 rebounds. How are we going to neutralize that big physical kid?
Well, it's going to be very difficult if Moore is sitting on the bench, but it looks like Morgan and Ross are going to have to draw that matchup.
Samaje Williams on the court, too, is for the Eagles. Second shot for Gonzalez is a swish. He's got 11. 26-24, Hobbs by 2 with 35 remaining in the half. Jalen Gore will slow it up now, and meeting him at half court will be the defender, R.J. Amos. Stop and go, crossover, backs it out to the timeline, still in the front court now. Finds Morgan on the right wing, gets it back to his Gore right side with 20 seconds. Well outside the perimeter, though. Definitely not going to shoot from near half court. Down to 18 seconds, stop and go, crossover right, down the lane. Comes down right side with reverse, off the front of the rim, no good. Tapped around volleyball style, pulled down underneath by Chavez, his second board, and a foul call. He got sandwiched by Ross and Jalen Gore underneath the hoop, a little bit too tenacious. They get the foul, and another free throw time over at the other end for Carlsbad. They get the foul there on Ronnie Ross, his first 13th team foul. We've had a total of 24 fouls called here in the first half.
Yeah, that's just amazing. And you said he was a bit too tenacious. I apologize. You don't have to be tenacious to draw a foul. All you have to do is be wearing a jersey.
Chavez is not yet shooting free throws in this game. He's 2 for 2 in previous contests against the Eagles and makes his first there. Chavez now with 4 points. Right now at this point, 5 scores for Carlsbad and 5 for the Hobbs Eagles. Both teams are in the double bonus. Very close ball game. Everything's kind of evening out here, even though it might be a little ugly.
I think ugly is a good word.
Chavez now can tie it up with a free throw, down by 1. And it's off the back of the rim, no good. Leaping high in the air, Samaje Williams on the left block. Looked like a deer up high in the air that time. His first rebound finds Gore on the right wing with 3 seconds. His 3-shot in and out, tipped up in the air and pulled down. And a 3/4 court shot. The buzzer is going to hit the rafters above midcourt. No good for Daquan Moore. So we're at the end of the one half of play, and somehow the Eagles holding on to a 1-point lead, 26-25 over Carlsbad. We'll be back in 3 minutes on the Hobbs Eagle Network here at halftime.
You're clear. Two minutes. One minute. 30. $15. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back. The Eagles up 1, 26-25 as halftime is commencing. Ty, and looking at this game, man, it's back and forth, back and forth. A lot of ticky-tack fouls. If they're going to call it this way in the North, man, state playoffs are going to take a long time. They may need to add an extra day with all the free throws they're going to shoot.
Well, it's going to cause some coaches' adjustments at halftime. Coach, you've been in the game a long time as a coach, Texas, New Mexico. If you have a game that a lot of fouls are called, whether you agree with them or not, what's the strategy for the second half?
It's hard to say in something like this because you don't want to back off so much that you're not playing aggressive. I'd rather give up a few fouls, play aggressive, and be able to be the more assertive team. But you don't want to foul out either. You got to find that balance. You got to find that middle ground and still be aggressive and not foul.
But, of course, that's not just one coach having to do it. Both coaches in this game, if they want to win a tournament championship, have to adjust.
Yeah, they are. They are. And I tell you right now, both coaches are looking at their roster, trying to figure out how to make it work. And it's going to be difficult in the second half.
Looks like Jitter Mason getting an award here from the Hobbs Eagles and getting a big sweatshirt, a crowd on their feet here. Of course, I forget how many years. I know he's going to, if he hears this review of this game tonight, he's going to remind me, I think 40 or something. He's been doing just 40 plus. I mean, this guy can do everything. I think they just mentioned right now that Rusty Crow is retiring as the band director for Hobbs High School. Unbelievable.
He's looking to move closer to family in the Fort Worth area, and he's retiring and moving on. And then, you know, it's one of those things. Hobbs Band's going to suffer two fates because Keith Wallow is also retiring, former New Mexico Teacher of the Year, and he's retiring as well. So it's a lot of people, new blood, going to be in that band, but Taskovich Band always performs.
Yeah, and they just mentioned too. When I said unbelievable, I don't mean that anything derogatory there. I thought he'd be there till he's 99. The way he still plays for Taskovich. He does the solos for the anthem, things like that, and always lends the band around Lee County to teams, and has the biggest marching band in the state of New Mexico too.
It is. It's the powerhouse of the Southeast Plains, and it's amazing how many kids come out for it. And even next year is supposed to be even bigger with a huge freshman class coming in. Well,
fans that come in from other squads from around the state, especially during the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, are always amazed by the sound quality of our Taskovich. So we give him a shout-out, Coach Jitter Mason, pretty much you call him the Tasker manager, basically, with this program running the court here, too. So congrats to all those guys.
We also had a state title awarded at halftime, too. And in wrestling, Janiyah Banks ended up winning state, pinned all of her opponents en route to state. So that is quite a feat.
Yep, big championship there for her last weekend. Let's take a look at the numbers of the first half. Hobbs leading 26-25 over Carlsbad, the district tournament championship. Right now, Tyan Gonzalez, 11 points and 10 rebounds. He's been on the line a few times, too. He is 3 of 5 for 60%. And, Coach, in terms of this big kid, Tyan Gonzalez, we talked about this toward the end of the second. He's a big kid. Mora had to go down with 3 fouls, go to the bench. How do you adjust as a coach there with some of your smaller players when this kid's their biggest on the court?
I go right at him. We know they're going to call ticky-tack fouls. I know they're going to be physical. I let my guards drive right at him, try to draw that contact, take him out of the game, too.
Other scores for Carlsbad, Ismael Chavez, he's got 4 points, all those coming in the second quarter. Hit a tray, went 1 of 2 from the line. Devin McWright got all 4 of his points in the second quarter. He was 2 of 5 from the charity stripe for 40%. And other scores, everybody else just with 2 apiece. R.J. Amos, Damian Perez went 2 for 2 on the line. Samuel Gee was 2 for 3. So currently there's 6 players in the books for Carlsbad, 10 of 17 from the charity stripe for 58%. They do out-rebound on the Eagles in the 2 quarters, 19-16, so by 3 there. And they've had 10 turnovers, so that's more than the Eagles. That's probably one of their downfalls so far. And some of those are just kind of stuff where they dribble into pressure, and then we got a pickpocket near half court for the Eagles.
Yeah, you know what? The rebounding thing actually closed the gap late in the second quarter, because at one point they were up almost 10 on us in the rebounding category. So that kind of evened themselves out a little bit. And It's going to be one of those games that's going to come down to somebody who finds something special there.
First half for the Eagles, nobody in double digits, but Catrey Morgan really having a great job here in that second quarter, Coach. 9 points, 4 rebounds, perfect on the line, 3 for 3. He's a kid that you don't see the big offensive numbers in terms of scoring game to game, but he's second leading scorer or second leading rebounder on the season. Well, this guy is going at it, going to the hole, and he's taking shots too.
He's a toolbox kind of player. He's got a lot in his arsenal. You don't know what he's going to bring. Sometimes he shoots outside. Sometimes he drives. He hits the free throws. He rebounds some. He plays defense. He just does a little bit of everything for these Hobbs Eagles. And I tell you what, he kept us in the game during that quarter. It looked like it started slipping away a little bit. Morgan kind of stepped up and kept us there.
Jesus Ramos, second scorer now with 8 points and a total of 5 free throws out of 6. Why is he getting so many opportunities so far?
Well, I mean, it's obvious. You're driving to the hole. If people are being physical on you, you're going to get free throws.
Aaron Mora, 5 points. Kind of a quiet night so far. He's 1 of 3 on the line, has 5 rebounds, continues to go up strong, but he's got 3 fouls to deal with in the second half. Jalen Gore, 4 points, 2 for 2 on the line, waiting to get his first tray of the ball game, has 1 rebound at this point. And one more score was Tyler Box, who went 1 of 2 from the line and a rebound. So Hobbs with a total of 5 scores. A lot of free throw shots so far, 12 of 16 for 75%, so they are shooting better than Carlsbad at the line and only have 8 turnovers compared to 10 for Carlsbad, but they do trail in the rebounds 19 to 16. Mora with 5, 4 for Catrey Morgan. Eagles were outscored 12 to 10 in the first quarter, but then came back and went 14 to 13 over Carlsbad in the second to take a 1-point lead, 26-25. And Coach, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to give you one word for each team. What's the difference in this game, the winner for these teams? What would be one word for each to win this one tonight?
I think rebounding for Carlsbad and depth for Hobbs. We're going to have to use speed and depth to win it.
26-25, Hobbs up by 1. We'll take a final 60-second break. Get ready for second half action live on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. $30. $15. $5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back as we start second half action. The Eagles up by 1. Here's the voice of the Hobbs Eagles, Ty Friend.
26-25, Hobbs by 1 as Hobbs will get the basketball. That's great news for the Eagles trying to extend their lead, but they have got guys in foul trouble. Ramos with 3, Van Landingham with 3, Mora with 3. For Carlsbad, nobody with 3 fouls at this point. Jalen Gore with the basketball against an extended 2-3 zone. Slides right, backs it out to the timeline in front of the scores table, far right side. Gets a screen up top from Mora, dribbles around them. Spot shot from the left elbow off the back of the rim. No good. Ball tipped around at the free throw line, and there's Mr. Gonzalez again with his 11th rebound. Goes it behind him to Perez. He'll dribble across the timeline. Late pickup there by Gore at the top of the circle as he finds Campbell's on the right wing. Back to Perez. Shot from 10 on the left side of the lane and swishes it. Let him kind of get loose for a second there. He's got 4 points and a 1-point Carlsbad lead, 27-26. Jalen Gore in the front court to slow it down against Carlsbad's defense. Kind of a 1-2-2 now we're looking at. He comes around the right circle to the far side. And we got a 5-second violation. He did a little head fake, and the official blew the whistle. He turned around and go, "What's the call?" said Jalen, but the official had him from behind. That'll be turnover number 9 for the Eagles.
And we're not getting any flashes to the high post, so we're not getting into the girth of that defense.
Perez will get the inbound, taking on Box in the front court, dribbles through his legs, unloads left wing to McWright. Returns back deep to Perez, sliding out his Box on D, again returning again to McWright. Down the left corner to Amos, returns to McWright, guarded by Gore. Crossover move, continues to the left baseline, fade shot for 10, air ball. More to the rebound, that's going to be his 6th. Outlet to half court to Morgan, a bad throw on the near side, stolen away by Perez. Turnover number 10 for the Eagles. Perez will fire up a 3 on the right side, no good off the rim. Rebound by Gonzalez, his 12th on the left block. His hook shot off the back of the iron, and Ramos with the rebound for the Eagles on the right block, his 3rd. Outlet to the timeline, Jalen Gore. Unloads to box left wing. Down to Morgan on the left elbow. He's going to pivot. Drives the lane, kicks left corner to Mora for 3, and it's good. No, they're going to say his foot was on the line. Aaron Mora with the 2-shot on that one. So
First time we get to the middle of the zone with a flash from down low, we get easy points.
And a center shooting it from the left corner. That was 7 for him. Long pass down to the right corner for Carlsbad. 3 wide open, and Amos makes the Eagles pay. He's got 5 points, and boy, Coach Zumbert calls a timeout as the Eagles get ready to go down the court. And Hobbs now down by 2 with 6:12 left, third quarter. We'll keep it right here. Cavemen up by 30-28, Coach. And Hobbs not getting that outside shot to drop, although Moore just hit the big one down there in the left corner.
Well, a lot of our shots that we're taking over people. And I was trying to say, you got to get to the middle of the zone. Morgan flashed to the middle, and they had to collapse on him. As soon as they did, we had an open 3.
Are we starting to see the shot developing for Carlsbad after that big tank down in the right corner there? Jacked up by R.J. Amos as he put it through.
Yeah, both teams probably talked about that in the locker room, but they need to follow through, start making their shots. I think we're going to see a much more high-scoring second half.
Hobbs is yet to put a 3-point shot in the hole in this ball game, and Carlsbad has hit 2. Ismail Chavez getting one of them and R.J. Amos the other, but they've been kind of few and far between, and you think the 3-shot might be the one that puts a team into the final lead, or maybe that's just not part of the game tonight?
You know what? It'll become part of the game. They're not going to stay cold for that long.
Jalen Gore, the big-time 3-point shooter for the Eagles, brings it across. Of course, he's the career leader in that type of shot. Pass to Moore on the right elbow, over to Jalen Gore, drives the left side, fires up a J off the front of the rim, rolls around, and finally goes in the hole for the Eagles. Gore now with 6 points, and Hobbs ties it up at 30. An errant pass on the inbound on the near side sails out. I don't think it was touched. Hobbs should get it back on the baseline, and one of the officials back there says yes. So Eagles going to take account of that one with 11 Carlsbad turnovers.
That is all Tyler Box, too. Box's defense.
Gore will inbound left base underneath the hoop. Hobbs tied at 30 with 5:52 left, third quarter. Get it into Moore on the right block, spinning right. Going to throw up the hook off the glass, no good. Hits the side of the rim as well, and Gonzalez there again. Nobody putting a butt on him. That's going to be his 13th rebound. Throws it ahead to a breaking regard. Campos, reverse slap underneath the hoop, right to left, and score it off the glass. Campos with his first bucket.
Got to get back on transition defense.
Carlsbad up by 2, 32-30. Gore is going to dump it into Moore on the left elbow front court. Back to Gore. NBA 3, top of the circle. High off the back of the rim. Goes up in the air and pulled down hard by McWright, his first rebound. Gives it off to Perez. Up the middle of the court. Front court. Free throw. Jump stop. Shot. Little semi-hook and throws it through the hole on the shot put that time. Perez now with 6. 34-30. 4-point Carlsbad lead. Their biggest of the ball game. Going back to the first half. Jalen Gore across the timeline, sliding right to left, gives it off to Ramos, bobbled it for a second, returns to Gore. Coming to the right side of the circle with 5 minutes remaining in the third. High one into Mora, top of the arc. He's able to tip it back to Gore before getting it stolen. Good D by Gonzalez from behind. Gore will back it out, get a screen up top from Mora, and then tries to throw it back to Mora down the lane on the spin, and it's taken away for Carlsbad by Amos. Goes backdoor to Gonzalez, who's hammered hard going up, and Ramos thought he got a piece of the ball. He puts his thumb up in the air, shaking his head, but they called the foul.
That's his 4th personal foul. He's got to go to the bench.
Yeah, he's going to not be a happy camper on that one. That'll be the first team foul on the Eagles here in the second half. As Gonzalez will get a chance for free throws.
Yeah, they've already shown that they're going to call that all night.
First shot is up, bouncing around the rim and comes off right. No good for Gonzalez. He's got 3 of 6 free throws shooting now for 50%, and Carlsbad was 58% at the half, now 10 of 18 from the line. He'll get one more. Second shot off the back or front of the rim, no good, and pulling it down is Morgan. Got shoved in the back, but they're going to say it got knocked out anyway by Carlsbad Eagle basketball.
Yeah, that's my pet peeve right there. You've got position, they go over the back. They knock it out of your hands, and even though you're the one that touched it, they give it back to you when they should have called a foul.
Tyler Box, who's come on, he'll come across the timeline. One-hand bouncer to Morgan in the front court. Finds Van Landingham, who checked in the right wing. Down to Box, right corner. Fires up an 18-footer. Got blocked behind the backboard and pulled down for Carlsbad. And slowing it down on the dribble now is McWright, his second rebound. Fast one into the front court now to the left wing. One hands it up top to Campos. Thought about a 3. Crossover and backs it out against Mora. Stop and go. Down the right side of the lane. Mora tries to slap the backboard, gets a piece of the ball too, and comes off the front of the rim. Mora with the rebound is 7. Hands off to Gore at the timeline. He'll come across with the dribble. Picked up by Amos near sideline left in front of the Taskovich band. Sliding right on the dribble, goes through his legs, finds Box on the right wing to the corner. Uses up the dribble with the pivot. Cross court left to Van Landingham, fakes an 18-footer, drives the left elbow, fade away, no good, air ball. Morgan underneath with the reverse right side. It misses off the back of the rim, pulled down by Gore on the near side. His second rebound. dribbles out of traffic, and he got bodied up in front of the Hobbs Eagles student section on the left wing as they get the foul call on Amos, his second, first team foul against the blue and white Cavemen.
Yeah, and that was one of those that you saw him change the direction of Gore as he was dribbling by. Yeah, you got to call that.
A couple of subs for Carlsbad. Ismail Chavez on the court and Devin McWright. Van Lanningham to inbound near side. And inbounds to Jalen Gore at the time stripe. 2-3 zone for Carlsbad. Comes left of the dribble, outside the circle still. Stop and go. Bounce pass down low to Morgan on the left block. He pivots, looks to the hoop, cross court to Van Lanningham, right corner, hippity hop, down low to Mora. Ball's bounced around, and Gonzalez gets the steal on that one. Turnover number 11 for the Eagles.
Haven't seen any bounce passes in a while. Everything's trying to go through hands.
Gives it to Perez, dribbles through his legs, taking on Box in the front court, top of the circle, crossover again. Jump stop to the left elbow, and they're going to call the travel. Perez trying to do a little bit too much, hippity hop and all that, and didn't know really where his teammates were, and kind of shuffled the feet a bit. That'll be the 12th Carlsbad turnover. Still a 4-point lead, the biggest of the game for Carlsbad. Hobbs had a lead of 5 in the first half. As Jalen Gore will bring it across. Extended 2-3 zone now to the left side. Comes back to the timeline with it. He's just going to back it out to get some rotation for the Eagle offense. Finds Box on the right wing. Slings it back to Gore. NBA 3 on the way. Is it going to drop? Yes, it is. He gets his first of the ball game. Good way to start. A total of 9 for Gore. First tray of the game for the Eagles. 2:59 remaining third. Carlsbad up by 1, 34-33. They dump it down low to Gonzalez. Spins, throws up a shot off the rim. No good. Tipped up in the air. Gonzalez rips and shoves Morgan near the free throw line and gets the foul there as Morgan tried to get up the rebound.
Yeah, Morgan had great position. All Gonzalez could do was try to shove him off. Referee got him.
Second on Gonzalez, second on the Cavemen. 2-1 foul count now. Eagle basketball. A lot of tipping we're seeing at both ends, Coach. Players are trying to get a hold of the ball, just not bringing it down with force.
Yeah, anytime you don't have position, that's what you're taught to do, is just try to keep tipping it up and keep it alive so you can eventually get it.
Gore gets it across the man. Lanningham gets it back top of the circle to Mora. Goes back door to Morgan. Goes up strong with a double clutch. Got bodied from behind. 2 hands off the left glass. Counted. And a chance for a 3-point play.
And that'll be the third personal foul against him right there. That is Gonzalez that's probably going to have to come to the bench.
Yeah, he's a big kid too, and he has a double-double already. 11 points and 19 rebounds. Morgan just put on a bucket for 11 total now for him. 9 of those coming in the second quarter. He's perfect on the line, which is important. 3 for 3, Coach.
And I think Morgan, the biggest thing that I like about him is every time we get down by 3 or 4, he comes up with a big basket.
Hobbs by 1, 35-34. Misses out the front of the rim, though. Pulled down the right side of the paint, and dribbling with it is McWright after his third board. Hard dribble in the front court to the free throw line. Shot on the way as he sprawls his legs out, and they call the foul. I think Box got a bump on him as he tried to put that through the hole. It comes off the iron, though.
That was a very, very late call right there. I mean, he literally went all the way up. The call was made after he landed on the ground. The ball was already being rebounded.
Box's third personal, second team foul on the Eagles, and that puts McWright on the line. He is 2 for 5 off the first one as he puts it through. Now 5 points for McWright. All 4 of the first points he had coming in the second quarter. He'll get one more as we tie at 35. One more opportunity now for McWright. Second shot is up, and it's a switch. He's got 6, and a 1-point Carlsbad lead, 36-35, 2:31 left third quarter. Gore in the front court, going to slow it down against the defense of McWright near the time stripe in the front court. Crossover move, jumps in the air, finds Van Lanningham left wing, and the Morgan in the middle of the paint. He spins, double team, bounce pass to Ross in the right corner, returns to Gore right wing. Fadeaway 3, in and out, no good. Rebound underneath by Morgan, gets stripped. Picked up by Morgan, top of the circle, finds Gore in the right wing. He'll back it out against Perez all the way back to the timeline. Over to Van Lanningham on the left wing. Gives it back to Gore. Just slide left to right on the dribble. Tamora on the high post right, pivoting. Down low to Morgan, double team on the right block. Kick out Ross, right corner, back to Gore on the right side. He'll back it out to the far sideline. Screen for Mora. Against the double team, he'll back it out to the timeline with 1:48. Crossover move. Down the lane, bounce pass to Mora, left block. Turns and fires a hook and gets it over the right rim. Count it. It's Mr. Mora with 9 points, and it's a 37-36 lead, 1-point lead for the Eagles. 1:35 left third quarter of this district tournament championship. Ball unloaded to McWright, left wing, crossover down the lane, going against Van Lanningham, throws up a reverse right side, no good. Rebound underneath the hoop by Gossett, his second. Return to Perez, left wing. His fadeaway 3 is out the back of the iron, and Morgan comes down with it for the Eagles on the baseline, his 6th rebound. Outlet to the timeline to Gore. 1:15 left in the third. Hobbs by 1. Stays on the near sideline, returns to Van Lanningham on the right wing. Uses up his dribble. Tries to get Gore to come back for it and gets it. Top of the circle. Runs into his defender, but they're going to say he wasn't set, and they're going to call the foul. Body by Derek Sullivan. Got to get those feet flat on the floor to get set up on the defensive pressure first.
Lead changes have been so back and forth this game that it almost feels like we're riding a yo-yo.
Sullivan first foul, fourth on the Cavemen. Van Landingham to inbound right baseline, chucks it back deep to Ross. Jumps high in the air, wide receiver hands pulling it down. Handed off to Gore on the near side in front of the Taskovich band. A little bit of a cushion by the defender, Sullivan. Crossover for Gore, top of the circle. Gets a chest foul, and Sullivan is just not able to keep up with him, and Gore's taking advantage of that with the foul there.
Yeah, he draws that foul. It's going to be on the floor, though. They're probably not going to let him shoot.
Sullivan's second personal, 15th foul. And I think Coach Zummer might pull him out right now to bring in another defender. That's going to be R.J. Amos. No, he's coming in for McWright. Kind of surprised about that change up there.
McWright had actually switched out. He was the one that wanted to take Gore.
Van Landingham on the near sideline in front of the Hobbs Eagles student section. Gets it in to Gore. He'll back it out to the timeline with 50 seconds. Eagles by one here in the third. Stop and go, dribbling behind his back, top of the circle. Boy, another dribble behind the back. Finds Van Landingham, left corner for three. Off the right rim, in and out. Touched in the lane by Gore. Double clutch over the front of the iron and scores after the rebound. Jalen Gore now has 11 and 3 rebounds. 3-point Eagle lead. Perez now, 39-36, comes hard down the lane. Throws an errant pass off the right. Amos able to come up with it. Down the lane with the fade shot off the back of the rim. Perez waits for it, couldn't get a hand on it. Jalen Gore comes down with it for his fourth rebound. Sends it down the court to Moore underneath the hoop. Dribbles up to the right block, fade away, and puts it off the glass and scores. Mora with 11 points, 6 here in the third quarter, and big-time score for the Eagles. 41-36, Hobbs by 5, down to 5 seconds left in the quarter. Perez, top of the circle with 1 second, backs it out. He doesn't know the time, it runs out. He forgot about the clock, and Mora claps in his face after the play. No pass, no shot, and that's the end of the third. Boy, that's a big one.
Yeah, absolutely, and the Carlsbad coaching staff screaming at the referees about the clapping in the face right there. They've been in those referees' ears the entire game.
Well, they thought Perez got ripped on the rebound. That's why the Eagles got it on that previous play, and they thought he got fouled, and that's why the ball came loose. But Hobbs up by 5, matching their biggest lead, 41-36. We're far from being over here at Task Arena. Come back with us in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back as we start the fourth quarter. The Hobbs Eagles with a 5-point lead, 41-36. And here's the voice of those Hobbs Eagles, Ty Friend.
5-point lead, as you mentioned, Coach. And looking at the scoring real quickly, one in double digits for Carlsbad. Tyan Gonzalez, 11 points and 14 rebounds. He's the big scorer and the glass man. 6 apiece for McWright and Perez. And for your Hobbs Eagles, 3 have 11. Aaron Moore, 11 points, 7 rebounds. 11 for Katre Morgan with 6 boards. And Jalen Gore has 11 with 4 rebounds. Even Jesus Ramos getting the action, too. 8 points and 3 boards.
And Coach Zum walks out on the floor screaming and yelling at the start.
A steal on the inbound for Van Landingham into the front court now at the left wing. Goes down the lane to Ross to Gore in the right corner for 3 off the back of the rim. No good. Loose at the free throw line. Van Landingham goes back door to Mora. Lays it on the right side. Mora with 13 points. Big rebound for Van Landingham to keep it alive. Hobbs Eagles had their biggest lead, if you can believe it. 7 points by 43-36. Eagles are out rebounded through 3 quarters, 27-24. It's going to be Perez, a fadeaway 3, top of the circle, NBA distance, no good. Long rebound for Ross coming off the rim. Third on him on the night. He fires up a 15-footer left side, no good. But tipped back up and in with 2 hands by Mora. He's got 15 points and 8 rebounds. 45-36. Coming down the lane is Perez with a finger roll. They're going to call the travel before he took off down the lane, shuffling the feet. And that'll be turnover number 14 for the Cavemen. The Eagles really turning the charge around the Eagles' direction. They were up 41-36 by 5 and been on a 4-0 run, Coach.
And Coach Zum sitting over there with his arms folded. He feels helpless as the team gets behind.
Pass down low to Ross in the left corner. 3 out the front of the rim. Perez gets a one-hand rebound and tosses it ahead. Going to the rack, getting blocked. Trying to tip it up was Gonzalez. He lost it off the back of the rim. Another rebound, and we got a whistle. And the referees are going to talk about this one for a minute. What do they call there?
They got to walk when he got the ball. He took about 4 steps before dumping it off. It was just a late call because the referee saw something else. They talked it over, and that turnover against Carlsbad.
16 turnovers for the Cavemen, 11 for the Eagles, and both teams just got to settle down just a little bit, get themselves over the hump here.
Fans as well. Both fans are shouting at each other, getting a little bit rowdy here in the stands.
Ramos, who's checked in now in the front court, top of the circle, comes down the lane. No look pass back door to Morgan. Lays it in for 2 and a foul. A chance for a 3-point play. The referee says from the right side that he got hit in the head.
And that one drops. It's going to be 1 free throw, and the basket goes. We're now at an 11-point lead just like that.
That's a 6th foul on the Cavemen. They get the call against Perez, his 3rd. And Morgan, 13 points in this game, 6 rebounds. He's been a stellar part of the action here. Free throw up and good for Morgan. He is almost perfect in the contest on free throws. He is 4 for 5. 48-36, and a deflection on the inbound. Deep right corner knocked out against Carlsbad. Jalen Gore and Jesus Ramos, the 2-man wrecking crew, get it to go off the foot of Amos.
And just like that, as a 12-point lead, you can see Carlsbad's falling apart here.
Inbound to Jalen Gore at the timeline, dribbles down the lane, a runner shot. It's good. It comes around the rim and drops through for Gore. He's got 13. 50-36, a 14-point Eagle lead. And I got a timeout before a 5-second violation. Wait a second here. This official almost looked like she called a T. I think they called the, what is she signaling 10 for? They called
10 called the timeout.
Okay,
but
that's
instead of calling the time, she signaled timeout by showing the team motion.
And she pointed towards the Eagles. I didn't know what that was about, but the timeout called by Carlsbad to beat a 5-second violation. Eagles were only up by 5 at the end of 3, but now it's a 14-point lead. We'll take a quick 30-second break and come back live at Task Arena. It's a solid one going on here.
Here, Claire. Fifteen. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Eagles are up 14. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Fred.
Coach, 9-0 is the margin here for the Eagles in terms of the run here starting in the 4th quarter. Carlsbad yet to put any points on. They've had some long shots from Perez. When he's on, but they got to get some board crashing if they want to try to keep up with the Eagles now.
Yeah, once they started to get away from them and got to be about 5 or 6 points, Carlsbad started pushing, and that's when they started making mistakes, and every mistake just kind of compounded it. And all of a sudden, like most compound interest, it just gets out of hand.
Couple of buckets for Aaron Mora here in the 4th. 3 points for Morgan, 2 points for Gore. So those 3 have been involved big on the full court pressure as well. Hobbs still back in the pressure again. Inbound to the far sideline of the backcourt and going hard with the dribble. And coming across for Carlsbad is McWright. Gives it up top now, back toward the timeline to Perez. Screen up top from Gonzalez. Comes around the right side. Slings it back to the left wing to McWright. Jab step. Oh, he almost traveled. Now they're going to get him on it. He shuffled a little bit, shook his head, trying to shake off the defense of Morgan, and he pays the price with the travel. That's going to be the 18th Carlsbad turnover.
Yep, when it rains, it pours.
And, of course, the 6th man also gets under your skin here at Task Arena, talking about the fans if you're not an Eagle that know the lingo here. Over to Ramos in the left wing. He's going to spot up an NBA 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Morgan with a double-hand put back on the right block. Can't get it to drop. Gets another rebound. Drives the lane, reverse layup right, can't get it to drop again. This time Morris skates down there to get the board, and Coach Reeves kind of skates out of the court too. They call the rebounding foul against the Eagles.
Yeah, that's 4 on Mora, and there's still 6 minutes left in this game. We got to be careful.
6 fouls on the Cavemen, 3 on the Eagles. Hobbs up by 14. At least you got that cushion of a double-digit lead. And now we'll have the inbound. One-handed into the left corner. Coming up with it is Campos. Sends it back deep to Perez. The big man can dribble. He beats quickly against Van Lanningham on the dribble in the front court. Scoop pass to Gonzalez right block. Kick it back up top to Perez. Fakes an NBA 3, but Van Lanningham gets out there quickly to put a hand up. To the right wing. Lost the ball. Van Lanningham gets a steal. Turner number 19 goes down the lane. Gets hit to the floor. Lands on the back hip. And is hit hard. And Coach Reeves thinks that should be a 2-shot foul and clear the lanes on a hard foul. But, boy, he kind of got pinball between defenders first, Coach, and hit hard on that back of his.
Yeah, and the referee's not seeing what he's seeing. He's asking for a technical foul there. He's not getting one.
That's Campos' 3rd personal, 17th foul. And he thought that was too hard of a foul. It wouldn't be a tech. It'd just be a hard foul to clear the lane. It would be 2 shots. It has the same finish as a tech, though, but plus you get the ball back. So that'll put Van Landingham on the line, yet to score in this game. First shot is up and bounce around the rim and no good. Trying to get in the books, too. He hasn't scored yet. Came into the game shooting 67% from the free throw line. And Van Landingham also in terms of scoring this season, averaging 2.2 a contest. He was 1 for 2 in the previous 2 games against the Cavemen during the regular season of the district. One more shot for Van Landingham to try to add it to 15 on the lead. That would be the biggest of the ball game. A high rainbow shot in and out for him. Chased down, and it's loose, though. Knocked off Gonzalez. Picked up, though. Ross is trying to dribble away from the pressure. And they let him get a timeout. He didn't have control of that, did he, Coach?
I don't think he did. He was slapping at it, but it wasn't full control, but timeout's what's called.
So I guess we had to give him a rebound on that one because they had a timeout. That means they're saying he had possession. That's his 4th board. 50-36, Eagles by 14 here in the 4th District Tournament Championship on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Back in 60.
You're clear. You said 60, Ty?
Yes, please.
Okay, just making sure. $30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Tasker Arena after the timeout. Jalen Gore firing up a 3-point shot from the left corner. Came off the rim, but I think the official got it for a bump after that one, so that's going to be 3 shots on the foul as they charge that one to R.J. Amos, his 3rd, 18th foul on the Cavemen. Hobbs up by 14, Coach, 50-36 here in the District Tournament Championship.
And you don't want to give Gore 3 free throws. He's very capable of making them all.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2, and then he gets his first one here on this 3 set. He's got 14 points, 1 tray in the game, and 4 rebounds does Gore. Second shot is off the back of the rim, but he'll get 1 more. He's got 14 total. Also 14 for Catre Morgan and 15 for Aaron Moore. So 3 guys in double digits and 1 close. Jesus Ramos at 8. Free throw good for Gore on the 3rd one. He's got 15. 54. Oh, now they're changing the scoreboard. 52-36. Biggest lead has been 16 now. Quickly coming across the timeline on the dribble. Chavez with a runner shot off the front of the rim, and now the whistles are coming back at each end. Coach Zumbrin was helping out on that one. And that'll be a foul on the Eagles, a 2-shot situation, as they'll knock the Eagles with their 4th foul as a team, and that's a 2nd on Ronnie Ross.
Maybe you can explain to me what happened there. I didn't see a foul.
I don't know. Isabel Chavez, 1 of 2 on the line, has 4 points, hasn't scored since the 2nd. This one ricocheting around the rim and good. He's got 5 now, 2 for 3 from the line. Back to a 15-point game. Big man Gonzalez going to take a seat. It's kind of surprised he's leaving right now at this critical juncture. And as they coming in is Xavier Rueda, who hasn't played in this game. He's a big kid, though. First, second free throw good. Rueda at 6'2". And now it's a 52-38 game. Down the lane comes Gore. Tried to thread the needle down low to Catre Morgan. Luckily, I think a Caveman touched the basketball. No, they're giving it to the Cavemen. So that will be a turnover for the Eagles. That's their 12th. There's been a total of 19 turnovers for Carlsbad.
And that's another situation where a bounce pass would have been more effective.
Inbound comes into Chavez, going hard against Gore, putting on the brakes near the timeline, dribbling through his legs now in the front court. Crossover, right side of the lane, hippity hop, goes to the rack, a foul, and a count the bucket from behind. They try to rip the wrist back. I know Ramos was over there, not sure they're going to get him or Catre Morgan on the backside helping out there.
Yeah, it was on Gore. Gore was the one that reached in and grabbed the hand.
So Gore is going to pick up his second, 15th foul. And on the line will be Chavez, who just had 2 free throws earlier. And this one's up and good. So a 3-point play for him. 9 points for Chavez. He had 5 of those coming in this 4th quarter. So they better watch out for him now. 11-point game, 52-41. 5:17 remaining in the 4th. Hobbs Eagles in the lead here in this district tournament championship. coming in with that record of 24-2. Jalen Gore across the timeline. Coming out, sliding up to him defensively is McWright. He'll back it out to the stripe again. Fisher has a 5-second count going on, turns him and gets it to stop and hands it off to Ramos on the right wing. Dribbles up top, crossover through his legs, jump stop in the right elbow, turns and fires a shot, and he gets a body foul. He took an extra step there, but the official saw the hip and called the foul instead. He got lucky on that one.
Yeah.
As they get that foul, I can't believe on, that's R.J. Amos with his 4th personal and the 19th foul, so still bonus time.
It is, and we're actually at the point where the war of attrition is becoming pretty obvious.
Ramos been on the line a lot. He's 5 of 6 from the stripe. Hasn't shot one here in the 4th, though, and makes the first one now with 9 points. So he's going to be the 4th guy in the books at double digits if he can put this second free throw through the hole.
Yep. Hobbs has 2 guys with 4 fouls on the floor. Carlsbad with 1.
One more shot for Ramos. Hobbs by 12. High one. This one's a swish. He's got 10 now. As we mentioned, 3 or make it 4 in double digits. 54-41. Eagles by 13. Perez will get it in quickly left corner to Barnes. Trey Morgan give him a little bit of a cushion. Crossover move. Backing in now to Morgan at the timeline. Throws it across high to Perez, right wing. Stop shot from the right elbow on the free throw line and swishes it on the J for Perez. He's got 8 points, his first bucket of the 4th quarter. 11-point Eagle lead. Here comes Jalen Gore across the timeline with 4:35. Uses up his dribble. Bounce pass to Ramos. Behind him, he has to come back and chase it on the left sideline. Tries to get up the side on the dribble, putting his head down low, and bodying him up was Ismael Chavez for his 2nd foul. And the 10th, that means double bonus for the Eagles. Really good news there.
Yeah, and Chavez, that's only his 2nd personal foul, but at this point, we're shooting double bonus the rest of the way.
Ramos not the guy you want on the line right now. 7 of 8 for the Eagles, at least not for Carlsbad, doesn't want him on the line. First free throw's up and good. He's made his last 5 free throws and has 11 points. 12-point Eagle lead again, 55-43. Biggest lead has been 16 here in this second half. Second shot for Ramos, swish. 12 points now for Jesus. It's 56-43. A deflection on the inbound, chasing it to the left corner, but fumbling it out on the baseline after some tough pressure by, who was that over there? I believe that was Box that was playing the defense. Went off the hands of Ramos, and that will be Hobbs basketball on that left base underneath their hoop, and that's the 20th Carlsbad turnover.
And McWright's not having the best of games. He's kind of frustrated out there with a turnover like that.
Box will inbound, throws it back deep. Ramos puts a hand back and grips it near the timeline. Now on the far side. Stop and go, 4:26 left down the lane. Fakes the pass, goes with the scoop shot down the pike off the front of the rim, though, and pulled down on the right block. And ripping it was Chavez, his 3rd rebound. They call a reach foul on the Eagles.
That's going to go against Ramos. He's done.
You're correct on that one. So Ramos will exit with 5 fouls, but has 12 points to his name. The Eagles going to give him a round of applause, the fans here. Has a lot of free throw opportunities, made his last 6 free throws in this ball game, and was 9 of 10, 90% from the line tonight, Coach.
Yeah, and you know what? It's only a 13-point lead. This one's not done, folks.
9 points. You subtract that from the Eagles, they're just up by 4. Now we got a whistle before the inbound, and they're going to call the foul on the Eagles. I think Box was pushing on that one. And that's the 7th foul. Yep, you don't want that.
They're going the other way.
So that's the 4th on Tyler Box. So they've already lost 1. Box has 4. Mora has 4. 3 for Ethan Van Landingham, so the foul trouble right there. And that'll send to the other end Devin McWright. He's had a very quiet game, Coach. 6 points for him, but he's been on the free throw several times in his 4 of 7 from the charity stripe.
Yep. And the foul fest continues.
6 points for McWright. Shots up and good. 7 now for him. Gets it down to a 12-point game, 56-44. He'll get one more free throw. Took 4 bounces, and the shot is good. 8 points for McWright, 56-45. 11-point lead for Eagles. Jalen Gore on the far sideline. Stop and go, crossover move. He beat his defender across against Amos. Pass down the right corner to Box. 18-footer. It's jumping around the rim and falls through finally. As Box puts it through, he's got 3 points, 58-45 Eagles. Inbound to the right corner with the pivot. Now the dribble up the near sideline. Crossover for Chavez in the front court against Gore, top of the circle. Backs it out with 4 minutes remaining. Eagles by 13. Screen up top from Gonzalez. Doesn't use it. Kick it right to the wing to Barnes. Down low to Gonzalez. Spins in the lane. Lefty hook off the front of the iron. Gets his own rebound and spins around and puts it over the front of the rim with a little push shot there. He's got 13 and a total of 17 rebounds. Double-double tonight for Gonzalez and Carlsbad. To box on the far side with an 11-point lead, 58-47. At the other baseline, Coach Rees calls a timeout. I was wondering what they're going to call there at the whistle, but it was the timeout. So Eagles will have it back here in just a second. 3:39 left, fourth quarter. Hobbs trying to get the district tournament championship to add on to their regular season title. 58-47 over Carlsbad, back in 60.
You're clear. $30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Tasker Arena. 58-47, an 11-point Eagles lead with 3:39 on the clock. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Ty Friend.
Jalen Gore, Aaron Mora both with 15. Jesus Ramos with 12, although he fouled out. Katre Morgan with 14. A lot of guys getting involved with the scoring of the offense. Van Landingham gets the inbound, comes around the right side, throws it down to box right base, goes to the hole, double clutch, misses it off the bottom of the rim, and Gonzalez has to save it, but right back to Morgan for the Eagles, fades into the right block and puts it over the glass for two as Morgan now gets on the scoreboard again. He's got 16 after the turnover for Carlsbad. At the other end, Perez fires up a three, top of the circle, no good. Gonzalez pulls down the boards. He's got 18. Tries to throw a high one over to the left wing, jumping for it and bringing it down McWright. Crossover, spin against Van Landingham. Baseline left, goes to the rack, high off the glass and scores. Quick timeout for the Carlsbad Cavemen. We'll keep it right here. That's 10 for McWright, but still the Eagles with 3 minutes exact remaining on the scoreboard, up by 11.
Yeah, it's an 11-point lead. Carlsbad is showing no signs of giving up as of yet, so this is still a ball game, especially with everybody suffering from PTFD. It's post-traumatic foul disorder. It's probably the most fouls I've seen in a boys' game in at least my time here at Hobbs for sure.
10-7 is the foul total right now. Carlsbad 10, Hobbs 7. First half, the Eagles had 13 fouls and 11 for Carlsbad. So 24 in the first half, and in the second half, it's been a little bit lower at 17. But the Eagles able to take advantage of those turnovers, especially at the end of the third, into the fourth quarter, and just kind of went on cruise from that point on. And some guys really stepping up in this game. I mean, we mentioned the 4 in double figures, but it's one of those things that you never, when the Eagles are behind, you take that for granted as the opposing coach.
Yeah, you don't. And you know what makes it even harder is the way they sit these benches. You know, Coach Zum can't get any coaching across the other side of the court, and it makes it very difficult for him. He's going to have to use his timeouts wisely here.
Of course, Hobbs 8 Eagles earlier tonight, Coach, 56-39. They defeat Carlsbad, district champs regular season, district champs in the tournament. And you're saying what number seed in the state tournament next week?
I think they're number 3.
Yep, we'll wait to see. They'll be announcing that tomorrow, nmact.org. They have their little pairing show, so you won't probably get that till late tomorrow night, but we'll see what happens. Box on the baseline of the backcourt, bounces into Gore on the near sideline left. Double team against him, tries to kick his head up in the air there to fake out the defenders. They call reach foul, stop the clock. And that'll be against the Cavemen, of course. Devin McWright's third personal, 11 team fouls, so also a double bonus for the Eagles. Jalen Gore will be up to the line here. He is 4 for 5, 80% from the stripe, and has 15 points going along with 4 rebounds. Trying to add on to an 11-point lead with 2:57 left here in the fourth. First free throw is up and good for Gore. He's got a total of, what is this now, 17 points. And where's he going to school? Is it Cameron? University of Oklahoma?
It was Cameron, absolutely.
4-year college there. I think his dad either coached or was a alumni there. Second free throw good for Gore. He's made 4 of 5 in this fourth quarter. 16 for him, or 17. 62-49 Eagles by 13. One-hand pass for Perez to the timeline, caught by Chavez. Fires up a 3 on the left wing, bounces around the rim and comes out. Thought it was going to stay that time. Mora pulls it down in the middle of the paint for his 9th rebound. He's working on a double-double with 1 more board. 15 points for him as well. to Gore at the timeline, left side. Sliding from left to right, middle of the court now with 2:30 remaining. He wants to see a rotation from his wings. Hard dribble to the left elbow, comes down the lane, throws up a runner. They're going to call it off anyway on the drive, but it's still a double bonus.
Yeah, at this point, it's like that Tom Petty song. What was it, free throwing?
Okay, Coach. Devin McWright with 4 fouls now, 12 total for the Cavemen. And back to the line goes Jalen Gore. And no more music joke references there, Coach, or you're going to get your mic turned off. So Gore's going to step up. He's been on the line 5 times here in this fourth quarter, 4 or 5, and now making another free throw for him. 18 points for Jalen Gore.
We're starting to see some of the Carlsbad faithful stand up and kind of start making their way to the exits.
Of course, they're the number 8 team in the Max Preps poll. 8 teams will get home games next week, so if they slip out, they might have to go on the road. Second shot is off the back of the rim for Gore. Chased down by Van Lanningham on the right baseline. Kicks it out right corner for Gore. 3 on the way is no good. Off the rim, rebound on the right block for Carlsbad by Xavier Ruida. Gives it off to the near sideline to Chavez. Stop and go. Lost the ball off the near sideline. Stripped away by Box. He gets flattened on the floor as he comes down with it. And they're going to say on the line with the piece of the ball was Chavez. They're going to give it back to the Eagle. Although, no, they called the jump. They
called a jump ball there, even though both players didn't have their hands in the ball. But anytime there's been a mess that goes to the floor, that's been the way of this crew.
So 22 turnovers now for Carlsbad Hobbs Eagle basketball. Jalen Gore gets the inbound on the far side. Stop and go. Going to take it hard down the right side base. Fade away, 15-footer off the glass. How did he get that to go through? Gore with a nice follow-through to get that to go. And now he's got a total of 20 points. 154 remaining. Eagles up again by 16, matching their biggest lead, 65-49. They'll throw it down to the right block, and pivoting out is Ruida. Coming down the lane with the pass is Amos. Fade away in the paint, no good. And Mora comes down with the rebound. There's his double-double, 15 points and 10 rebounds. Outlet to the timeline to Jalen Gore. Run clock with 1:35 remaining. Eagles up by 16 to the far sideline. Coming out to get him is Amos. Backs it out toward the scorer's table on the far right to the timeline with his back up against it. Double team now is coming up to help out as Jacob Morales threads it down low, and there's Mora waiting for it and lays it in uncontested on the right side, and he faces up against Perez after he put that one through. So Mora now is 17, 67-49. The biggest lead is 18 in the game here in the fourth. Ball comes across the timeline. Ruida pivots, kicks it out left wing to Perez. Down to a wide open Morales left corner for 3 off the back of the rim. Chasing it down is Morgan on the far side right. And that's his 9th rebound. He's working on a double-double. Finds Box on the left wing. Alley-oop backdoor to Morgan. Tries to push it over the rim. No good right side. And underneath the hoop is Ruida for the Cavemen for a second board. Outlet near side. Hippity-hop for Chavez. Down to the right corner. Wide open Amos for 3 off the back of the rim. Loose in the lane. And there's Morgan. Gets his 10th rebound. He's got a double-double. So 10 boards and 16 points for Morgan as he outlets to the timeline to Jalen Gore with 35. Hobbs Eagle fans getting on their feet, drives the lane, shot, no, he's going to go back door to Mora, reverse slap underneath, left to right, and scores again. 8 points in the fourth for Mora, 19 overall. 20-point Eagle lead, biggest of the ball game. Slowing it up in the backcourt, dribbling through his legs for Carlsbad is Chavez, throws it across the Perez right side. He's going to spot up an NBA 3 off the back of the rim, and Mora with another rebound. He's got 11 now. Hands it off to Jalen Gore with 10 seconds. The clock is going to run as they chant, start the bus. The fans here at Tasker Arena over to Gore as he continues to dribble it out across the timeline, far right with 1 second. That is the ball game. Hobbs Eagles are your district tournament champs along with the regular season. They win 69-49 over Carlsbad as the Eagles continue to be 3-0 against the Cavemen this season and improve to 25-2 overall, as the Cavemen go to 21-6. Big win for the Eagles here at Tasker Arena, district tournament champs. We will be back in 3 minutes live with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear. 2 minutes. One minute.
Another 30, please.
Okay.
Actually, make it a minute, please.
Okay. One minute. $30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back. Eagles win by 20, 69-49 over Carlsbad as they're announcing the all-district teams here, Ty, and exciting atmosphere tonight, and, a game that was nail-biter for the first 3 quarters, and Hobbs just kind of ran away with it in the second half.
Yeah, definitely some big turnover plays there. The Eagles getting some defense going and getting some transition points out of that. In fact, the turnovers 22 for Carlsbad and just 12 for the Hobbs Eagles. So definitely 10 differential there. Really adds to points. I mean, that's what the Eagle press is about, and the pressure defense is to get that ball back and get easy transition.
Yeah, and it did. And at the point where Carlsbad got frustrated, got tired, and the turnovers started to come, that's when the game changed.
And in terms of this ball game, the Eagles getting the victory, of course. Final was 69-49 by 20. But at the same time, they get some district names for the list of the district team. The MVP for the district, Jalen Gore, was announced. Jesus Ramos made the squad. Michael Mackey, although he does have crutches right now, definitely has been a big part of the season. And Aaron Mora. So 4 players get on that district tournament team, and the district team, I should say.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, worried about the health of Mackey, because when they announced his name for getting his trophy, or his medal for first place, he could not put any weight on that foot getting up. He had to be assisted. So prayers for the young man, great young man, and just hope that he's okay.
Yeah, that's we hate to see that. I mean, that just came up this game. He didn't get to play. I mean, he's been out there all season. I think he was out one other time for an injury, but yeah, definitely. I'm not sure what the prognosis is. We'll try to check that out and know by next game to see where that leads. Of course, next week will be Saturday. The Eagles will have a game. They'll find out tomorrow who that'll be. We'll talk about that in just a second. Let's look at the numbers of the contest so far. that we got here, and that's 2 players in double digits. Tyan Gonzalez with a double-double tonight. He had 13 points and 19 rebounds. Again, he's a big physical kid, really crashing hard and setting screens and rolls and everything else. He's the type of kid that's hard to put down, and they're going to still be a threat in that state tournament.
Oh, absolutely. We may end up seeing him again. Who knows?
And so he finished with that double-double in this game. Very big game for him. Devin McWright, the other in double digits, he ended up with 10 points, was 6 of 9 from the charity stripe, had 3 rebounds. So those two combined for 23 of the total of 49 in this contest. Ismail Chavez finishing with 9 points. He had 5 opportunities at the line, 4 for 5 for 80%. So he did a good job getting those to drop for Carlsbad. Damian Perez finishes with 8 points. He was 2 for 2 from the line and 1 rebound. Other scores including R.J. Amos with a tray and 5 points. They only had 2 3-pointers in the game. Ismail Chavez was the other one, so that was a very low number for them. Samuel Gee finished up 2 for 3 for the line for 2 points. Evan Campos had a bucket for 2. And that pretty much wraps up the scoring for the Carlsbad Cavemen, who finished with 7 scores in the game. We mentioned their 22 turnovers, definitely too many for them, with 10 more than the Eagles here at Task Arena. They were 17 of 25 from the free throw line for 68%. And they were out-rebounded just by 2 as Hobbs got them 36-34. Of course, 19, though, for Tyan Gonzalez leading Carlsbad. Then a big drop-off after that. Chavez and McWright both got 3 apiece. But it went through Tyan Gonzalez, at least in the paint.
Absolutely. When Gonzalez got tired in the second half, that's when we started getting our boards.
On the Hobbs Eagles side, 4 in double digits tonight, and it was a close battle for that top spot. Jalen Gore, thanks to 7 of 9 free throw shooting, a bunch of those coming, 5 of the free throws in the fourth quarter. He had 20 and 4 rebounds. Only had 1 tray in the ball game, but hey, you still get 20 points. That's big numbers.
Yeah, it's good numbers because, it wasn't his best shooting night. And that's one thing about scorers. If you're not having your best shooting night, you find other ways to do it. He started driving to the basket, made some nice passes, too, got a couple of assists. And he found ways to get in the book.
Right behind him, Aaron Mora with 19 points, went 1 of 3 from the line, had 11 rebounds, so that's a double-double for him. We've seen that several times this season.
And, he really didn't play as much of the game as you'd think. He was in foul trouble early, had to sub him out in the first half, and then the same thing in the second half when he got his 4th foul. So he didn't play a full game, but he certainly contributed a full game.
Yeah, full points, too. Definitely could use everything that he got in this game. Trey Morgan, I think probably I would call the MVP of this contest if I had to pick one. 16 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double, 4 of 5 from the line. The best part was he had 9 points in the second quarter to get the Eagles onto a coast there.
And you know what? Every time we needed a big basket, he found some way to contribute to it. And he played some good, solid defense and rebounded as well.
And fourth but not least, Jesus Ramos had 12 points before fouling out. Critical free throw shooting, too. 9 of 10 on the line and 3 rebounds.
Yeah, and the fouls kept Ramos off the floor for much of the game. He didn't get very much playing time, really. Every time he came on, something would go wrong. A couple of his nice blocks at the rim were called fouls. I know he didn't agree. I'm pretty sure I'm on his side.
4 in double figures for the Eagles. After that, not a lot of scoring going on for Hobbs. Tyler Box, who did get a start tonight because Michael Mackey is out on crutches in this game. He had 3 points, 1 of 2 from the line, and a rebound. And let me see if we got anybody else. I don't think so. I think that's just 5 scores in this ball game for them at double figures, though. That's kind of a weird number there.
Yeah, and especially with the depth that we have, a lot of times we see 8 or 9 get in the books, but, sometimes this happens.
So Eagles out-rebounded Carlsbad as well, 36-35 by 2 there. Pretty close on the boards in this game. 10 less turnovers. We mentioned that earlier, 22-12. Hobbs on the free throw line, 31 attempts, 22 made for 70%. And, again, every single one of those 22 points important.
Yeah, absolutely. And, to me, free throws are very, very critical in a game like this when you have as many fouls that are being called. If you make your free throws, you make people think twice about touching you.
So Hobbs gets the 69-49 win, and in terms of record, that's 25-2. And they go to, if you want to count it as a district win, 7-0, I guess, 6-0 for the official numbers. But again, tomorrow, if we take a look at the potential for what the seed could be, we've talked about the Max Preps poll. Of course, Eagles sitting at number 4. 1 game, 1 less loss than La Cueva, who tonight I believe is playing, was it Farmington? I can't remember exactly who they're playing, but I think they're in the same district as Farmington. But La Cueva at number 3, They have a 13.7 strength of schedule. Eagles with only 9.1. So that has played a little bit of a question about who should be in first and second, because Volcano Vista is 24-0, Las Cruces 27-0, but they gave Volcano Vista the number 1 in the max preps because Volcano Vista has a 14.6 strength of schedule. Las Cruces at 8.5, but that's because they get to play more Albuquerque teams who have a lot more teams in the top 10 just because of all the geographics and every team that they've got up there.
A lot more teams from the state from that area as well. And you can't control that. All you can do is control what you do between the 96 feet. And Hobbs come out there, took care of business. They did all they could.
So Volcano Vista 1, Las Cruces 2. I think that's going to probably stick unless one of those teams lost tonight. La Cueva's at number 3. That's kind of the bubble spot right now to see if Hobbs might move and knock them out of there. Then it's the Trisco, Rio Rancho, Santa Fe, and Carlsbad, the number 8 seed. Of course, with this loss tonight, I don't know if that really affects their numbers or not, but they had a close game with the Eagles a couple games back, only lost by 4, but we'll see if their resume is able to hold up. Their strength of schedule is only a 7.2, one of the smallest in the 5A, so that might cost them if they have a little chance to move up or down. It just depends. But at the same time, they will be in the state tournament, no question. 16 teams make it. Coach, do you think Hobbs is going to stick with the number 4?
I really think that Hobbs should be the number 3, but, I don't put anything past it. Hobbs only has 2 losses, and both of them to like extremely quality opponents, the undefeated Las Cruces squad, and then a regional-bound Texas squad that's knocked off a top 10 team in Texas. That's a pretty good resume.
Now with Hobbs in the top 4, maybe the top 5, whatever it might be, the teams that are at the bottom are the ones that these teams are going to have to host. Hobbs will definitely have a host game next week, but number 12 is Farmington, number 13 El Dorado, 14 West Mesa, 15 Oregon Mountain, 16 Albuquerque, and then Mayfield number 17. Hobbs has already got wins over Oregon Mountain, Mayfield, but 4 of those teams under 500. So all those teams that are in that mix between 12 and 17, they only take 16, but those teams have to do a lot of traveling to get to Hobbs. Again, Farmington, what is that, 9 hours, something like that, 10 hours?
Yeah, it's about 8.
El Dorado, West Mesa, Albuquerque High all have at least a 5-hour, 6-hour bus trip, and then Oregon Mountain and Mayfield from Las Cruces are about 4.5. So lots of traveling for anybody that has to come here.
Yep, that's a bonus for us for the first 2 games. But then it's a detriment to us because when we go to Albuquerque, it's always a 5-hour trip.
So 69-49, Eagles will host next week on Saturday. They don't have a time set on that one yet. The girls, after their win earlier tonight, they knocked off Carlsbad as well in their district tournament championship, 56-39. They will be in one of the top seeds in the tournament as well. They will host Friday night. They cannot do those on the same day due to NMAA rules. So we'll have a game Friday night on our sister station, Eagle 100.5, and then the boys, Cool 95.7 on Saturday against the team that they pick up.
Yep, and it's going to be exciting. Once you get this playoffs underway and you start trying to get that ring, it's amazing the stories and things that come out of it.
And don't forget, tomorrow they will announce the seedings. They got a lot of district tournament championships tonight. That might change some locations on the rankings. That's nmact.org is where they'll put the brackets up. They have that little pairing show that they show on the internet. They have to have that show done before they can put up the brackets, Coach. So it's going to be late probably tomorrow night, maybe 8, 9 o'clock before that's going to get all done.
Yeah, usually they show it about 7:30. So
well, yeah,
you got to wait for 5A to come up, and that's usually the last one they do.
We've got a lot of family members helping us out tonight, Coach. You want to go with yours first?
Yeah, I want to go ahead and thank Branson Coltrane for running the camera for us tonight. Trying to get a better camera view for you than just panned out. So.
Okay, Allison Friend, Jessica Friend on the scoreboard tonight, helping us out behind the scenes as well. Of course, Tiffany Stuber, we had great help with her all season long, and she's going to continue into the playoffs, and a bunch of people behind the scenes tonight for this.
Absolutely, and it all comes together because a lot of people get involved, and a lot of people that just love what doing this. So we try to share this with you because we just love basketball.
So Hobbs Eagles again, 69-49, go to 25-2. Hobbs Lady Eagles winning over Carlsbad as well, 56-39. They are 20-7 on the season. Again, Friday we got the girls on 100.5 The Eagle, the boys Cool 95.7, which you're listening to right now. That'll be Saturday night, and both games will be home games at Task Arena. Thanks to everybody that helped out tonight. Ty Friends signing off here from Task Arena along with Coach Brian Coltrane. We'll see you next Friday and Saturday on your No Mark broadcasting stations.
You're clear.
Thanks a lot, Tiffany.
You're welcome.
See you.
Good night.
Night.